up, down, down, left, right. Then BA start, the screen goes white. It's the cracker, Whitey Cracker, the game genie. 8 bits with the 8-inch weenie. I don't break bricks, I'm not Mario, but I'm still old school like Atario. I'm the highly freestyly Dr. Wiley. Beat me 3 times and you win a smiley. Underground like the sewer where I kick it with rap. Yodel back, Ninja Turtles, Cowabunga, where you at? Jump on the can and the bricks where I'm landing. Gotta get the Triforce, gotta begin. And they called him the wizard in California. Power glove on my wrist, just had to warn ya. Pitter patter on the power pack, track the field. Or be like Rue's dad and get your chest peeled. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Yeah. In between neighborhood laser tagging, we'd all get together for some double dragon. Helicopter kick Bobo off the roof. Have all his henchmen like what the hoof. Then we butt heads with battle toads. Double tapping right to run that foes. Sometimes I hit him with the double fist. Then pop those raps just like assist. It kinda sucks now cause my nest blinks red. I blow and blow but all my games are dead. Thank God for ROMs and Nesticle. Played at every geek rap festival. This is the nerd rap entertainment system. And I hope you like the rhyme I spit. Cause the Whitey Cracker stay nerd forever. If you wanna repeat, just hit reset. Yeah. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. And that, of course, was YT Cracker with the NES song. I am joined once again by my right hand of the frog, Blinded Braille himself. What's up, Blinded?
What's up?
And my personal assassin who will fold you in half at my request, Hammock Man. What's up, Hammock?
Not much, Tony. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. I am loving the reception of all the new ideas we've been throwing at the show. We got a lot of things to cover today. Some fascinating stories. We're going to be talking about Hulu might be traded for Namor and the Incredible Hulk. We might get a full-fledged Incredible Hulk movie here in the MCU, which is something that I've wanted for a while. We're going to go over Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1. Such a disappointment.
Like, yes.
We're going to be talking about, it's an older article, but I think it's a good jumping off point for conversation with HBO editing mistakes out of The Last of Us. And of course, Atomic Heart, the female robots just might be based on a former Ukrainian prime minister. Oof. So, a lot of things, a lot of interesting topics here. But before we get to all that good stuff, we got to know about Blinded's week. How's your week been, Blinded?
I've been streaming a lot this week. We had the movie show. I was on Aaron's stream, and then we yesterday we did that Matt Jarbo movie, which by the way, Matt gave us some insight into what he was thinking when he was making that movie and the whole production of it. So that was interesting. That was all, behind the scenes, but
we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah, it was an eye-opener. Yeah. We'll probably discuss that on the show here because what he told us was not only eye-opening, but like it really helped understand the like you said, the production of the movie, some
Mhm.
of the things that went on, some of the choices that were made. Uh, it was a funny moment.
Yes, it was.
Now you said you were on Aaron's show. Which Aaron would that be? Because the fans might not be familiar with this Aaron.
Yes, Aaron World Order. He was on our stream last night. He does, entertainment streams. So I think at the beginning of the week, we talked about The Last of Us and some other things. So yeah, go check out his channel because we like to talk on there a lot.
His channels actually, because Blinded Braille is selling him short. Aaron also does wrestling content.
Oh yes, that too. I'm not into wrestling, so I always
Wrestling.
forget about that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, not
actually
my
at a
thing.
wrestling event right now, taking pictures,
Yes.
reporting back to us.
Which is crazy because we just had a mega snowstorm. Me and Aaron are from the same city, so it's absolutely insane the amount of snow just piled up. Can't even leave my house.
Oliver says, "Are you often imitated though? Are you really Tony? I have not encountered a single Tony TGD imitator, and I'm way too online. They're there. Sometimes we're in our little bubble, our little section, and we don't really see all the things that are going on in the greater internet. Like the internet that you hang out at is probably just the tip, the very tiny tip of the iceberg, right? There's so much more
there's
internet out there.
a Gregory's Getaway that uses your old avatar. So there's a imitator right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is true. Hammock Man, how's your week been?
It's been good. We got a lot. I know it was nothing like what Blinded experienced, but we got a pretty good snowstorm down here. It was one night of intense winter storm, and driving home from work was probably the worst conditions I've driven in since I've moved up north.
No.
It was like whiteout conditions driving home because I had to take the highway because the back roads were not plowed.
Ooh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. So other than that, it's been a good week. I got the boot officially off my foot. I don't have to wear anymore, like wherever I go.
So the government's allowing you to walk around now. You're no longer
Yes.
booted.
Yes. I just got to do some physical therapy, and it'll be good to go. So that experience will be behind me. And other than that, I got the next couple days off. Going to try to play some games, work on my 52 games to beat. I've got to catch up, play a little bit of catch up. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. How was your week, Tony?
My week was fantastic. Let me tell you. Ooh, excuse me. I guess. So obviously, we've been doing all the extra streaming, like Blinded said. It has been very fun. I enjoy talking movies. I enjoy discussing various things, and I think the movie talk really helps us flesh out our content because we're geeks. This is the geek getaway. It's not supposed to be the gaming getaway or the Sony getaway or the Tony makes stuff up and just talk about whatever he wants to getaway. No, it's supposed to be the geek getaway. And one of the things that geek culture is really big into right now is obviously movies and TV shows based around Marvel, DC, and the like, sci-fi content. Mm-hmm. And really, that was kind of the point of the channel, right? In the beginning. Somewhere along the line, we kind of lost our way. We got stuck in the Amico sphere, then retro gaming. Kind of got into that whole like swamp. Y'all didn't let us leave. But we're going to branch out. And movies is where we're starting. We've already dominated the Amico sphere. We took that over. We planted our flag. It is ours.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and branch out into, like I said, movie, entertainment, content.
But if something juicy comes up about the Amico, we're going to talk about it.
Oh, of course. We're not abandoning it.
We're not. No, yeah. I just want them to know that, like, it's not like we're just completely changing gears, but I agree. Like, this is like when you came to me, you said you envisioned this channel as being like a place where like geeks could come and just talk about geek culture. And that what is a huge part of geek culture is movies and television. So it all makes sense.
But like I said before, I don't want to do it in a way where we're scraping the bottom of the barrel, where we're talking about, hey, James Gunn blinked today. What does it mean? Are we getting a new Batman because James Gunn liked the tweet that he was holding a Batman? No, right? We're not getting into all that shit. We're not getting into the weeds. Only the major news, the important stuff, actual verified stuff, we'll be discussing. We're probably going to do, tentatively, it's set for a Monday, Thursday. I think that would be the best because Monday we'll be able to pick up all the major news from the weekend and talk about that. And then Thursday we'll be able to pick up all the news during the week and then talk about that.
Right.
So that way it gives us a nice buffer zone between the two shows, and we're not like overlapping and just discussing the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's the plan. Then on Fridays, the plan for Fridays is, I want to say every other week. I don't know if we're going to do this every week, but every other week at least.
Yeah.
We watch something and we do like we did last night and riff on it and just kind of, hang out. It'd be like a Friday night hangout. We're watching a movie together, chilling, throwing guff at the people who made the movie. So what I'm going to call the Friday night hangout is going to be bad movies, good friends, or good friends gather and watch a bad movie and then just shit all over it, essentially. But in a fun,
like last night.
Yes, like last night.
So there'll be that. I want to get back to doing maybe some wrestling content. So maybe on like a Wednesday, I'll see if I can get some people together and just talk wrestling. It'll be more old school wrestling. I'm not really caught up on what's going on currently. It don't really interest me. Everybody's sort of looks the same. There's no outlandish, plumber wrestler anymore. There's no, delivery guy, UPS driver who's like beating people up in the ring and he's fighting with an undead, wizard, a la The Undertaker. No, it's like everybody looks the same. They're like, oh, they're all just wrestlers who wrestle. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't interest me. Also, this whole prolific, all these women wrestlers suck. Okay, I'm tired of this shit. I don't need to go off on a rant here on wrestling, but I don't need out of a 2-hour show to have an hour and 30 minutes of female wrestlers. I don't even need 10 minutes to be female wrestlers. It's not what we signed up for. Sorry, ladies. You try hard, but
Damn.
If I wanted to see crappy B team wrestling, I'd go down the street at the damn local YMCA and watch it. Okay.
You sexist pig.
Damn. First it was what was it? Oh yeah, female comedians. Now it's wrestlers.
Dude, there's no such thing as
wrestlers. Women's sports sucks.
They do, and there's no such thing as a good, funny female comedian.
No, man.
I will say though that women's tennis is the shit. It's better than the men's because the men's points are over instantly because they hit it so powerfully, but the women's rallies will go like how men's tennis used to be like in the 80s and 90s, like it wasn't just power shots. So it's better. It's a better game.
56K says the last time we had wrestling talk, we got booted. So we're going to be doing that. You're not going to be seeing me. So to address the elephant in the room for some of you, you won't be seeing me on certain live streams anymore. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. Stuff has gone down. Not to get too much into it, but things that I'm not a fan of have happened. And so I won't be going to certain places anymore. So you'll be seeing more of me around here on my own channel, which I guess is more ideal for us anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Senior Nerd says, then you should definitely watch AEW. They rarely have women's wrestling matches in their shows. Could be a plan.
There you go.
Could be a plan. Do I think Wanda Sykes is funny? No.
She of female
There's
comedians.
moments.
That's a good call, Adam Wilson, though. Like can be funny.
That's
She's
the
not
thing, though.
all the time funny.
Can be funny, right?
Yeah, but how many women comedians are out there that actually make you laugh in a movie?
But that's the
Like, I
difference. Okay,
remember-
so here it is. Okay, let me explain what
You're talking about stand-up comedy.
Yes, stand-up comedy.
Yes,
Anybody can be
I agree.
funny. Anybody can
Yes,
be
I
funny
agree.
in a movie because the movie is written and scripted and shot and filmed and everything, right? Edited to maximize the comedic effect of what's going on. Right?
Okay, before you get too far into this, I bet you though you can go back and look at a Wanda Sykes stand-up and find some funny stuff in it. It's not just movies. I bet you that you could go back and there would be some things that she said would funny. Now, would the entire thing be funny? And it would be, you would rather go see her than, I don't know, like some other comedian, Jerry Seinfeld or something. I don't even fucking know.
Deal.
But yeah, I bet you there's some stuff there in there that's funny. As far as like a female comedian goes, she is pretty funny.
I guess I have to watch some more female stand-up. But I mean, not every good, funny, movie star, TV star are funny in stand-up. Like Kevin James, right? I love Kevin James, his movies, King of Queens, absolutely hilarious. He has a stand-up special on Netflix. I tried watching it. It was the boringest fucking special I've ever watched. I was like,
I've never
this
seen
is
his
not
stand-up.
funny at all. I don't even know how he got a special because it's not funny.
They give everybody specials now.
Yeah. Oliver said I would rather see Sykes than Seinfeld. I think maybe Wanda Sykes.
Seinfeld is a poor example. I'm not up to date on comedians. Eddie Murphy, like back in his prime.
Here's what I think the problem is. Okay, I think Wanda Sykes is old school, and she probably is funny because, and I'm going to say this, and I'm sure
I know
I'm gonna get a lot of hate.
you.
But Wanda Sykes is not a very attractive lady. Okay.
Damn.
Now bear with me on this.
Dang.
But unattractive people are inherently more funny than attractive people.
Damn.
It's just the truth. Look at like fat comedians. They tell jokes and it's a lot funnier. Like when you see a fat guy fall, it's inherently more funny than you see when you see a skinny guy fall or a handsome dude fall, right? It's just something funnier about it because you're like, look at that loser that he fell. You're like, ha ha, that fucking loser fell, right? And like if you see a pretty lady and she falls, you're concerned. You're like, oh shit, pretty lady fell. Let's go help her. Ugly lady falls. You're like, ha ha, stupid lady.
They did a thing one time where they had like an experiment where they had a pretty lady on the side of the road with her flat tire, and they had an ugly lady on the side of the road with a flat tire. And what do you think happened?
Everybody went to the pretty lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the amount of time that a man would have stopped for the first one was vastly shorter than for the ugly one. Eventually, somebody stopped, but it was nowhere near the rapid pace for the pretty girl.
Oh man.
It's natural. But I think here's the problem though, right? Pretty women, because men want to be with pretty women. When there's a pretty female comedian, we all pretend like she's funny because we don't want to make her upset, right? Like, no, ugly pretty comedian, you're funny as hell. Let's see more of you. So that's why you'll see like some of these comedians that are female, like they're more on the nicer looking side. And then you try to watch their stand up and they're like dog shit. It's not funny. I don't care what's in your purse or how long it takes you to get dressed or your fucking pedicure problems, right? This is not funny to me. It's not something
Well, it's
universal.
not even just that. They try to, at least some modern female comedians just make sex jokes and it's really not that funny. Like, even when...
Vagina.
Yeah, vagina. Yeah. Oh God.
See, Potion knows it's very difficult being attractive. Trust him.
Potion. Yeah, but you're funny, Potion. Something's wrong.
Oliver says your psychobabble isn't very persuasive. Just say you hate. I don't hate women. I love women. That's the issue.
I like if you think about it, like even like the same thing holds true in men. Like there's not a lot of, there are some, but most male comedians are not really attractive because they've had to work that angle, and it's all about getting the opposite sex, like for chicks, for dudes. Like we've had to, guys that aren't as attractive have had to hone in on their personality and their comedic skills to try to get women.
Yeah.
You know how it is. So it's the same thing. Like a pretty girl has no reason to be funny because everyone's going to come to her and like you said, laugh at all of her jokes, and she'll think she's funny, but she's not. A less
That's why
attractive girl
Hammock Man is
has
so
the
much
same
more
thing.
funnier than I am, right? I've never had to work at trying to be funny, so
Well, we'll
that's
have
why
to
my jokes don't land in Hammock.
we'll have to see your face
No,
with
man.
that
We would have to-
10,000 subscriber veal. I'll put my mug
That's a
up to
good
yours,
one.
Tony. I'll put my mug up to yours. We'll see.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Let me
just
get
so-
a hair,
so
let me
all
get a
the
hair,
people that
let me
say
get a
I'm not
haircut
funny-
and a shave so I don't look so burly. But
So all the people out there that always say I'm not funny and I'm boring, it's because you really think I'm very, very attractive.
Attractive. That's a new one. No, man.
Other than that, nothing's really been going on. Like I said, just been chilling, doing stuff, doing some behind the scenes stuff. I actually went ahead and finally got the playlist together for the 6 parts of our slopes deep dive. So if you want to just pop that on and listen to it for 13 hours straight while you clean your room or whatever, it's available. Other than that, anything else? I can't think of anything else going on. Any other channel things blinded?
Oh, well, tomorrow I have a stream about the Batman, fixing the Batman. Not saying it's a bad movie, but I have problems with it. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right. So I think we should just go ahead and get into our first topic. This comes to us from the Wrap. All right. It says, City thinks Disney could trade Hulu for Hulk. Analyst sees possible scale of 67% Hulu stake to Comcast, including rights for Marvel characters Hulk and Namor. I'm excited about this. I'm not excited about all these ads. I'm excited. A Wall Street analyst floated the possibility Thursday that Disney may aim to secure the rights to 2 Marvel characters held by Comcast, Hulk and Namor, as part of a sale of its 67% stake in Hulu. Do you think this is a bad thing or a good thing that Disney's getting rid of Hulu? Blinded.
Probably a bad thing. I mean, I know in the States, Disney Plus kind of sucks. Like, it's just Marvel, Star Wars, and the other Disney stuff. But, like, outside of the US, we get, like, everything on Hulu, effects, all the Fox stuff. Like, that's rated R. So, I don't understand why they didn't merge Hulu with Disney Plus in the States. Like, it would have made more sense, but I guess not. I guess they don't really care.
Yeah, I was surprised that Hulu wasn't being used as, like you said, for the rated R stuff. Like, oh, we're going to put the more adult Disney Marvel content.
That's how I took it to mean. Is it not Disney's not buying Hulu and going to continue with Hulu, or they're just buying them out and getting rid of it?
They already own Hulu.
Yeah, they own a large stake in Hulu. So yeah, the Universal, I think, is the one that has like the remaining part of Hulu.
Yeah,
it's not.
It was Comcast.
So by selling them, Universal will now be the owner of Hulu.
Yeah, and because Universal has the distribution rights for Hulk and Namor, they're speculating that the deal could include, like, we're going to sell you Hulu, but since you already have our stuff, give us the Hulk and Namor back.
Which means that there's probably a movie in development for both of these characters, which isn't surprising, but yeah.
Yeah, but I still, because Disney owns 67% of Hulu, I was always under the assumption that the plan was going to be that they were going to put the more adult-centered shows and stuff on Hulu. But I guess because they started putting rated R stuff on Disney, they said, fuck it, right? We don't need Hulu. Which also is weird to me, because then with Disney leaving Hulu, right, getting rid of Hulu, isn't that going to remove a whole bunch of content from Hulu? Like, the value of Hulu is going to go away because some of the content's going to go away back to Disney.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't try to bundle Disney Plus with like Hulu.
Well, they did in the
Did they not
States.
do that?
But I mean, like, that's what I mean. Like, outside of the States, like, Hulu is pretty much merged with Disney Plus. We just call it Disney Plus, and then the extended part of it is called Stars.
Really? That's how it
Yeah.
should be here. Like, honestly, it's like it's hard to justify even having a Disney Plus subscription because I don't watch hardly anything on it except a few shows. There's not that much great
Yeah.
stuff on there.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I say, like, here, Disney Plus is great because there's all this stuff where it's like, oh, this is
Yeah.
pretty much the Hulu stuff with effects. So,
It's
yeah.
it's shit here.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
mean, it all
weird.
depends on what you like watching, right? If you're a Disney fan or you're really big into Star Wars.
Yeah, but that's really not enough, right? Like, are you gonna just like every time watch Star Wars? Like, eventually you're gonna run out of content to
It
watch,
does. I mean,
right?
it's
Or you just
literally
might get
like you're
sick of it.
paying you're paying basically a Star Wars and Marvel subscription
Yeah,
with a Disney. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're paying. Because what else are you going to watch on Disney Plus
yeah, pretty much
besides
nothing
that?
else. Yeah.
56K warning says a lot of content that was purged on the internet when Disney Plus went live.
It was purged.
Not on
Like,
Disney
what do you mean?
Plus.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Potion says it's
I
not
don't know what he's
enough.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what 50K is talking about there.
Maybe rewrite that into a coherent sentence that we can understand, 56.
You saying
I did not
pirated
cancel
Disney Plus?
Pirated Disney content. A lot of pirated Disney content went live. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like for me, I keep Disney Plus because the Marvel stuff and the Mandalorian and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But really, if I didn't do this, like if I wasn't like, oh, we need to talk about the Mandalorian or the new Marvel shit, I'd probably like cancel it. I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And even
I have it and I don't even freaking watch it. Like I haven't even watched the Mandalorian yet. Like why not?
we're gonna talk about that. So that spoiler.
I know. I haven't seen the first episode.
What's up, D-Back? We are having a great Saturday. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. They need something, and it's really hard to justify because, again, like we were talking about this last night with Matt, it's the model. I don't think the model of streaming is sustainable anymore. When it was just Netflix, when you were just like the only game in town, I think it's sustainable because everything was on it, right? So it justified the price. But with everything being separated now, with your Stars, with your Disney Plus, your Hulu, your CW app, Amazon.
Amazon has a bunch of channels. If you go on Amazon, it's like AMC Plus. It's so much stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, with everything being partitioned out into different platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not going to buy every one of them. It's $10 each. You're talking. It's going to be. You're back to cable prices. You're back to paying.
That's what I was going to say. You're back to literally paying for cable, which made the switch to Netflix seem like such a good deal because you're paying $10, $15 for a lot better content, a lot more content. But now, that's like if you could easily have 8 subscription services and be spending like $80 to $100.
Yeah, pretty much
a month on content.
And then they're talking about, well, we're going to have cheaper options, right? You don't need to pay the $10 option. You can pay the $7 option, but you get advertisement.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm back to watching commercial TV. I might as well watch Channel 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting commercials every like 10 minutes.
It's returned to what it was before.
Well, I think it's going to go back to how it was originally with Netflix, where I think they're going to start licensing out TV shows. Like, okay, the show isn't really doing well on our platform. Let's just ship it to HBO.
I hope so. I hope so. Have like 3 big ones that you'd have to pay for.
Yeah, and then it would probably say like Disney Plus series, right? But it's on HBO. And so then the brand is still there, but you can watch it on a different platform.
I don't think it
And then
will.
they
Like
get
I
money.
would pay $15 a streaming service if they could do that. Combine them into like three.
I think
Mm.
they're just going to merge.
$45 a month. That would be amazing.
Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be licensed out because, again, this is the same problem with like video games, right? Like if Sony started licensing or Nintendo started licensing out all their Mario stuff, right? Then there's
Mhm.
literally no reason to get the Switch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's only going to be with like things that are not like, okay, they wouldn't ship out the Mandalorian, right? Because that's obviously why people are subscribed. But they might be like, well, no one's watching Clone Wars, right? So maybe let's just ship it to HBO. Because right now,
But if that's the
I
point,
know
why would HBO want it?
because then they can. I mean, if it's Star Wars, they could
nobody's
advertise
watching
it.
this show.
It's something
Let me
extra
pick
for
it
their
up from you.
people.
Yeah, it's like something extra. But I
Somebody
know
that watches
DC.
HBO would probably watch it.
Maybe.
Yeah, DC is doing this right now with DC Animation. They're licensing it to Amazon, so all their new stuff and older stuff will just go straight to Amazon Prime, right? So that's what I mean. Like they could have something like that, where it's like, oh, we're making new, I don't know, Star Wars Clone Wars, right? Not super popular, but maybe we can have it on another platform, right? I'm just using Star Wars as an example, but yeah.
I
So
think
it's like new and old stuff.
I think we're just going to get to the point where some of these companies start merging, and it's going to be like Disney Plus, Amazon, Hulu.
I don't even think that's going to happen. They're going to shoot that down immediately.
They'll keep them separate in like business wise, right? Like we're technically separate entities, but if you buy Hulu, Disney Plus, and Amazon, you get the $15 off, right? So we get all three. I think that's what we're going to end up.
Something is going to fold. I honestly think Disney doing Disney Plus, like I could see it closing. Like I'm not saying in a couple of years, but like
Well, I
it
think
just seems really expensive.
They shot himself in the foot because now, like we expect certain things, right? Like, could you imagine Disney Plus folds, right? It's gone. I still want a Mandalorian season, 4. I want another Boba Fett. I want more Marvel shows, and you're not going to put that just on regular TV, right?
No, you're not.
So now we're like,
it has to go. It has to go to another streaming service.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird time in the next 5 to 10 years, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And then we got we're talking Netflix. Netflix is talking about they're going to do bigger movies and put them in theaters, and I think that's going to kill them because again, right now the movies that they make on Netflix are smaller budget because they're only going on Netflix, right? They're not trying to get theatrical releases. Now you start making movies that are going to have theatrical releases. Now you got to worry about release windows, what your competition is at the theaters.
Well, I mean that's just like the surface level of it, because I really think if Netflix does do the theatrical release, then they're going to have to do it like everybody else. They can't just release it for 2 or 3 weeks. It needs to play. Yeah. Because the theater chain owners right now, they're also struggling. And so they always have this like tug of war with major studios like Disney, because Disney's they want their movie to play in a theater for 7, 8 weeks.
45 days, isn't it?
No. Like I'm talking about like it's in the theater, right? 45 days was the window of when it could come to streaming, right? Yeah. Which has now changed. But I mean, like it has to stay in the theater for extended amount of time because that's how the theaters make money, right? And if the movie is only playing for 2 weeks, that's not worth it for them because it's just like no one's going to show up because now everybody knows, hey, after 2 weeks, it's going to show up somewhere else. So that's also going to kill another. I mean, it's already killing, the theater chain. But yeah.
Yeah, well, theater chains they're going to have that problem. But like I said, plus Netflix is going to have to worry about. Now they're going to compete with all the other movies coming out, right?
Yeah.
Because now it's no longer like, oh, we're like Last Onion. It's a special event, 1-time, 2-week thing, right? That's happening. No, this is like, oh, we're actually going for it, right? So now you're like, oh shit, now we can't compete with Marvel, so we can't release it during this time. We got to push the movie back because this is coming out. Oh, this is coming out, right? So it's going to be a situation where Netflix is releasing shit at weird times hoping to get some money. Or they're going to be putting out made-for-TV movies into theaters.
It's got to be
Yeah.
Their movies have to be of better quality if they're going to try to even survive in the movie theater.
It has to be
they're
like
not
a
just-
counter to Disney. It can't be what Disney's putting out because then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Because everybody's just going to see, oh, well, even then, I mean, who knows if Marvel is still going to be like the top dog? I mean, Ant-Man, I don't think is going to even make 500 million, which would be a pretty big deal.
Did we really need an Ant-Man 3 though?
Yes.
No, but like for them, yes, because I mean, it sets up the next Avengers movie, right? I'm sure that's why they made Ant-Man 3, because otherwise they would be pointless to make.
They're gonna. This has got to be the last iteration of something like this. What wave are we in now for Marvel?
5.
5. Yeah.
Jesus, it's dead. Like this is the end. It's on life support. Like the only
For some
movie
movies, at least. Yeah.
The only movie it does great is Spider-Man, and they don't even have that.
Avengers.
Yeah,
they don't
Avengers
really
would do
own completely Spider-Man. Yeah, and even that, I'm like, would Spider-Man 4 make $1 billion?
Maybe. I don't know. It'd be tough.
Because it doesn't even have that wow factor like No Way Home.
Do you think now would be the time to sell Marvel, or do you think there's still like
No, there's no way they're going to sell
something left
Marvel.
on it?
There's lots left on it.
There's lots.
But how, like it's going to
X-Men.
You think there's
X-Men
enough left to get enough meat on the bone?
X-Men,
okay.
Fantastic Four.
That's true.
Yeah, those
They're
are
gonna
like
have to start. Like I think the Marvel universe, the regular formula, is going to be pretty much done soon. Like they have to go like a
there
different
has
way.
to be. They have to change it.
They always got to
really
on the wings.
Like if
Heroes
X-Men, like
Reborn.
an X-Men,
Oh, God.
like an X-Men thing that's not even like part of the MCU. Just like do a weird new X-Men thing. Like that's its own thing.
They already did it.
I mean,
Would you guys be ready for?
I mean, I think people want
Did
the
they?
X-Men to cross over with the Avengers, right? That would be the selling point of it, right? X-Men versus Avengers, right?
56 is laughing at you. Says Lowell selling $1 billion IP over a bad 5 years.
Yeah, there's no way.
Why not?
Marvel's
while the
not
iron
in a
is
bad
hot.
place. I don't think Marvel's in a bad place. Deepak. I think creatively they're in a odd
Bankrupt.
place because they're not creatively bankrupt. What it is you had people like Chris Evans leave,
Robert Downey Jr.
So now
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, all their big actors left. You know, the anchors of the universe. Now they're like, shit, they're scrambling. No one likes Brie Larson. You know, you might like her. A lot of people don't. Like she's very divisive, right? So they can't build the universe around her. So who do they got? Tom Holland, who people do like, again, is not owned Spider-Man completely by Marvel.
Yeah,
so
that's Spider-Man, its own thing.
He can't be the face of the MCU, right? Because they don't want to share it.
And then Black Panther died, right? T'Challa. And so the only character that they really have left that made a significant amount of money is Doctor Strange. And that's why they're probably going to fast track a third movie.
And they'll get Hulk now if they do this trade.
Sure. I mean, that's another problem though, because the last Hulk movie didn't do well. Even though he's in all these Avengers movies, can Hulk stand by himself?
Not the way they
could. It should. Hulk is such an amazing character.
But not the way
that's like
I
even watched the old one with Lou Ferrigno. You know, like even back then, it's like it's got some history. Like it should do well.
The last one didn't. It's the lowest grossing MCU movie, right? And obviously,
I didn't watch it because I'm like.
But there was no MCU to be fair.
Yeah, there was. That's what I was about to say. The caveat is that's when it was first starting, right? And Hulk, the first Hulk movie, it was so bad that people didn't end up going to see it. So everybody was like, "Oh, the second Hulk movie," And so that's where we are now with Hulk.
Yeah, it made $264 million on a $150 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
How well did She-Hulk do?
Who
It was a
knows?
TV series.
It's a
Yeah,
TV
no.
series. Yeah. I
Well,
don't
the
think it
second
did
Hulk movie
very
actually made
well.
No,
more.
that's true. That's true.
You know that, right, Blinded?
The second one, okay, yeah.
It made slightly more than the first one,
Mm,
but its budget was slightly higher. So I think that was the issue.
mm. Yeah, because I think they thought that a good Hulk movie would actually do
It
better.
would, but it wasn't a good Hulk movie. I love the Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk is my
But
favorite character.
But here's the thing, though.
Hulk is-
The
Hulk
reason
is my
why
favorite too, dude.
the reason why it looks bad is because Iron Man came out a month before and made a significant amount more, which was weird because Iron Man was unknown at the time, right?
Robert Downey
People
Jr.
say that. This is not true.
Well, I mean, to general audiences, Iron
Again,
Man is not a
I'm going to
mainstay
say that
character.
this is not true, 100%. Okay.
Mm,
And here's why. Here's my argument for this. Okay. While the Iron Man comics were not the best-selling comics in Marvel, right? He was always a B-lister, kind of an A-lister. Like he was part of the Avengers. He led them for a time. He had his storylines, but he wasn't really like setting the world on fire. However, in the 90s, he had 3 cartoons. Okay. He had video game
3
appearances.
cartoons.
Yeah, he had the Avengers cartoon where he was the lead in the Avengers cartoon. The spin-off cartoon, Force Works, he was the lead in that. And he had an Iron Man cartoon. In the 70s, he had
Now, how long did these cartoons last
2 or 3 seasons each. But I'm
compared
saying
to X-Men and Spider-Man?
Spider-Man and the X-Men. Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man had how many cartoons that lasted 1 season? So
Yeah, but that's when I mean, and in the early 2000s, Iron Man kind of disappeared, like at the tail end, because of all that weird nonsense that was going on. So I don't. Here's the thing, right? Spider-Man, even before the movie, was selling a lot of merchandise. Same thing with the X-Men. They had their movies. They were always shipping around a movie with those characters. Iron Man, on the other hand, is kind of like it. I just have to disagree with that. He was not well known to the mainstream compared to Spider-Man and the X-Men. And even if you didn't read comics, right? Like if you didn't read comics at all, you probably didn't know who Iron Man
was. I don't think that maybe they didn't know his storyline in depth, but I think people knew who Iron Man was.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think his description of you saying he's a B-lister celebrity.
Yeah, he's a B-lister
almost
at the time.
He's like a B plus, A minus.
Like I would say, like there was the
basically.
Trinity of Marvel back, like before the MCU. It was like Hulk, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. Those were the characters that people knew who didn't even know anything about comics.
I would say throw Captain America in there.
No. The Trinity. Those were
knows who Captain America is.
No, those were the 3 characters that had movies. They had
Captain America
lots
had
of merchandise.
Captain America had
Yeah, but
movies.
you're not. I think you're not understanding. Like I'm talking about like the general audiences. Like forget about like the comics.
Well,
like when you walk up to someone,
I'm talking about general audience. I'm talking about whether or not people knew who.
I
think Captain America.
I really think it was just those 3 characters that stood outside. And anytime you try to introduce a character that was even B, like I mean, I even feel like Daredevil was more popular because you had a movie already, right? So,
but that's what I'm saying. You're dismissing the fact that a lot of people in the 70s watched Captain America movies.
Yeah, 70s, but I think
the
Blind
70s.
is talking more like the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah, but those
2000s.
people still exist. They're still alive when the MCU came around.
Yeah, but it's a different audience.
But they're
It's like
still
for
part of the
old
general
people.
audience, aren't they?
I mean, if Captain America was more well known,
But I
why
think
didn't
he
his
was.
movie make
He
more?
was well known.
His movie didn't make as much as compared to Iron
I
Man.
didn't say he was going to make a bunch of money or he was going to set the world on fire. But being known, like you could know certain things, right? Like whether or not the person is Pee Wee Herman. Everyone knows him. I don't think if Pee Wee Herman movie is going to make as much money as a Spider-Man movie, right? But people know who he is at the very least. That's the point.
I really don't
know who Iron Man is.
We would have to
know
see. I mean, you could say that, right? But like, we would have to quantify that and actually look.
Potion says people knew he was a superhero, but definitely B-lister. I wasn't into comics, but still knew Iron Man was a superhero.
That's a one anecdotal example. We're talking about a general like okay, yeah, Potion.
It's like Aquaman. People knew who Aquaman was, but I don't think Aquaman was.
That was a little bit different, though.
No, how is that?
That's
different?
a totally different. Because Aquaman, I mean, even in the 2000s, Aquaman was memed on. Everybody knew Aquaman was a joke. So even if you didn't know anything about the character, you knew, oh, well, name a crappy
I
superhero.
think
People would
what
name
your problem
Aquaman.
is you're like your idea of the general audience is like people your age.
No,
My
I'm not
idea
talking
of the
about
general
my
audience
age.
is, like,
I'm sitting
older
here
people.
listening. I'm sitting here listening to you two, and I can tell that's exactly what it is. You guys are like arguing, but you're from two different time periods, and I'm just sitting here listening to you two.
Because you're like people
Funny.
memed on Aquaman, but I'm like older people
Yeah,
don't
because
fucking know
he's
memes.
talking about like because he would be like memeing on Aquaman because of how shitty that game was, like on the Xbox or something. Because Aquaman was a joke.
I
in
really
the 90s and
think like
2000s.
if there are, we could say 50-50 maybe, but I don't think it was like, oh, like people really knew about Iron Man. I really don't think so.
Back in the day, Aquaman was pretty badass. Like I think. I mean, I would have said what Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and then Aquaman would have been right behind them. Don't you think?
I mean, I would say Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman,
And then Aquaman. Who else would there be? Or Flash,
Flash.
maybe. But he's right
I'd probably
there.
put Flash over Aquaman.
Like I'm saying again, I'm saying these were the characters that Marvel picked to make TV shows and to make stars of the cartoons and stuff. Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Namor, Spider-Man. Spider-Man obviously is.
I'll agree that they're B-list. I'll agree that they're B-list, but like A-list would be more well known. A B-list is like they're not really well known, right? They're not the flagship character.
Well, that's why. But the problem I think with Marvel is like you have Spider-Man, and then like he's A-list, and then you can't compare it. There's nobody comparable to Spider-Man until Wolverine comes along, right? As far as popularity, so he's A-list on his own, and then B-list is like the people just below him. Remember, at one point, the Hulk was like one of their most popular characters, and now I would say he's probably like B.
I would say. I wouldn't really say Hulk is still B or C list. I think that's only because we haven't seen a movie with him quite some time. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see like.
I was reading that comment. Oh,
Justice
you know
says,
it.
Blinded is wrong, but I would never be on Team Tony TGD, so I'm
No, man.
It's like X-Men are comparable because I don't think the X-Men were well known until like all of a sudden they kind of exploded in popularity in the 90s, right?
Yeah, that cartoon.
Before the 90s, there really was like no X-Men merchandise. There was no X-Men anything. The general audiences wouldn't have known who the X-Men were. When the X-Men movie came out, it wasn't like people were like, oh, lining up down the block for an X-Men movie. But it was good, so people then it grew the brand. It's like the Fantastic Four.
Really, Fantastic Four is a joke now. Like they used to be
even
badass.
back then, when they were like,
it really wasn't.
People were like,
yeah.
Oh my God! I've been waiting for years for like, it's just like, oh, it's a thing that's
it's
happening.
Always a joke. They've never got a good movie.
Now that's the perception now. Yeah.
Ocean says, but Iron Man was still recognizable to the layman. I
really don't think so. You guys are saying this, and I'm like, I find that hard to believe.
Well, I can tell you this. Blinded. I'm a layman when it comes to this stuff, and I was aware.
I really don't. Anybody in the chat, I would really not count as a layman, because you guys know either you like movies, you like comic books, you like video games. I'm not talking about like you guys wouldn't be considered the general audience at all, right? So. That's what I mean. Like when we talk about A-list character, they're recognizable to a good amount of people who know nothing, right? Like if you ask someone who knows nothing about movies or comic books, you say Spider-Man, they're going to know that character. Same thing, Batman, Superman, right? There's only a few characters that were like that. So, I mean, that's why I said B-list. I agree with that. He's a B-list.
I think here's the thing, though. Like,
B+.
We'll take Green Lantern. No, we'll take Green Lantern for an example. There was probably not a lot of people who knew who Green Lantern was, right? Then the Ryan Reynolds movie comes out, and now people are aware of who the Green Lantern is, right? He's not popular by any means because of the movie, but the awareness of the Green Lantern has increased because of the movie.
Yes.
And I think the same thing applies like Iron Man. A lot of people didn't know who he was, and you had a cartoon. And you had another cartoon.
Didn't that Green Lantern
But if that's the case,
though?
if that's the case, you would say Green Lantern was a B-list before because he was in cartoons before that movie.
Yeah, people were slightly aware of who he was.
I knew who Green Lantern was.
I think that's
You know,
funny.
the Super Friends,
I feel
everybody
like
in the Super Friends
B
cartoons
tier
know.
is like slightly known, but it's not well recognized by people who do not know the source material, do not really care about the movies, or not in
Yeah, like complete
super
like
depth.
soccer moms. Like soccer moms.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go see the new Spider-Man movie. Like, oh, I love Spider-Man.
Because that's a lot of
Like
the people
that.
who make up the money, right? Like if you notice a lot of these MCU movies
Yeah.
like Ant-Man, they're so front loaded. Like I mean now we're jumping to the modern day, but like most Marvel movies are front loaded because now there's all the fans going, and then afterward, you know, no one's coming back, right? Or the fans are only coming back.
And No
Yeah.
Call No Show says without contemporaneous polling data, a lot of this.
Yeah,
is useless.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody in the chat is saying, I heard it, but it's like you're giving anecdotal examples. Like
Well,
we're
I don't
talking
think
about
we
a
have
general
data.
consensus.
I don't think
Yeah, we
anyone
don't
was going
have.
around asking.
We don't have any
Hey,
data.
I'm the layman. I'm literally just the layman. So what if I've heard about it? Then I'm telling you, I didn't follow a lot.
I would
of this
be
shit.
interested to see if they. I mean, I doubt they ever did that, but it would be interesting to see.
It's like Blinded. Do you know who Hong Kong Phooey is?
Sounds familiar, but
I
no.
don't. I don't.
But I bet you, if we asked a lot of people of my generation and maybe slightly older, they probably would know because it was a Saturday morning cartoon that was on when I was a kid. Right? That's how I know who he is. And again, I think people from the 70s.
I know who you. Yes, the older cartoon. I know who you're talking about.
So I think again, people from the 70s, while they might not have been into the lore of Iron Man or into like the backstory or know that he was even a comic book character, if you ask them, they probably like, yeah, I kind of remember that guy. He wears a suit of armor, right? Flies around, he's a superhero. I think they had the basic knowledge of who he is what I'm saying.
All right, yeah.
Tommy says, I know Green Lantern and Hong Kong Phooey. He's well rounded in this thing. Hong Kong Phooey has been deemed racist, by the way.
I didn't realize that's the one you were talking about. I was thinking you were talking about something newer. I was like, is he really talking about that old Hong Kong Phooey?
He had the car that would change.
That fucked up shit. Like that shit is like, yeah, that was
He's the number one super guy. What are you talking about? Wasn't fucked up?
That cannot exist anymore. Just the name Hong Kong Phooey is problematic.
But I mean, going back to the point, you could agree that Hulk is more popular character and should have made more money than Iron Man. That's really my point.
I absolutely 100% agreed.
That's what I said. He was at one point, the Hulk was their most popular character.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the first Hulk movie really damaged his brand.
It did. That movie did so bad. I mean, it did well movies, in the first week, but
I liked those movies.
But it's not a general audience movie. That's the problem. Like if you're a comic book fan,
it was proto MCU, so they didn't know what the fuck they were
There's
doing.
no way Hulk is a B-list becoming a B-list. Like that doesn't make any sense.
A-.
Like Hulk is a well-known established character who has appeared in quite a lot of movies. He's not
popular though. Like again, you could know things, you could know of a character, but him
that makes no sense. He has a prominent role in most Avengers movies.
Yeah, but how many people? If you ask, like even people who watch them, they're like, "Yeah, the Hulk's fucking a joke now."
I mean, yeah, I agree, but people know we're not really talking about if he's a joke or not. We're saying if he's well known.
But
that's what the B, A, B, C
is not like well known. He's not saying he's not judging on well knownness. I think he's judging on.
I mean, but then why use that phrase? We use that phrase if they're well known or not, right? A list is well known, and then you go all the way down to D list characters, right? That are not well known, even to people who read comics, right? So that's why we would use that term, right?
Oh, well, yell at Justy. It's not me who's using it.
No, I would say Hulk is A-list, even if he hasn't gotten a solo movie. He's been in the Avengers movies. He was a mainline for Hulk. Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the freaking Hulk smash gloves are popular with the kids still. Like Hulk could easily be huge. Hulk smash.
Yeah, he just needs a good movie.
I love that shit.
Has Cyclops ever had his own series?
Yes.
No. Cartoon or comic? I think he's had a couple comics.
Yeah, he has a couple comics, but yeah,
I don't. It's not really.
They had that one where he went to space.
Well, he's had a couple comics. Would it be like Cyclops and Jean Grey? You know, like it's not necessarily.
Oh yeah, the team up comic. Well, no, I think recently, maybe like, I think now it's probably like 10 years, 9 years. They had a comic where it was like him and his dad, and they were going into space or something. Because his dad is like a space.
Yeah, his dad's the leader of the
yeah.
Guardians.
Yeah. So.
And his brother is a half Kree, half mutant prince
Hmm.
who didn't exist until they decided he existed, and then, hey, he exists.
Hmm.
And just like that whole second team of X-Men didn't exist until they decided.
Hmm. I don't know where I would put Poison Ivy because, I mean, she is in a movie. She has a TV show. She does sell probably now more merchandise with Harley Quinn, but
yeah, Harley Quinn is
She's got
is
sex
an odd
appeal
one, 'cause
I would
Harley
say
Quinn
Harley
was-
Quinn is A-list, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's weird because Harley Quinn came straight from the cartoon and then just exploded. A lot of crazy chicks out there apparently. They identify with Harley Quinn. Justin says to me she's a B-list Batman villain.
I would say she's in between, yeah. Because
B plus.
she is like when people name off like Batman villains, she's definitely one of the people that gets named, right? Like out of like 6 characters, there's a lot of A-list villains for Batman.
Logical Raptors fanatic says Hulk has always been a knuckle dragger type of character, hard to build around.
Yeah, but
There's
he's
little
got his
depth,
other
Kind
like
of,
his
no.
other- a singular.
his other
person
form, like
panels.
when he's Bruce Banner, he's got a lot of depth to him. Like
Well, the Hulk
is
has a
just
lot of depth too. The
Yeah.
problem is nobody
He
knows.
does, but
No
I'm
one
saying,
knows
like,
that
you
part.
can't just say that
No
he's a
one knows
knuckle
that
dragger
part.
character.
Yeah, like people know the Hulk. Yeah, that I can kind of now. Okay, if you put out that argument first, like, oh, like his lore isn't that well known, then yes, I would agree with that. But like, I wouldn't see he's a joke character. Like people like him, and the MCU has kind of disrespected him, and that's why people say that,
Yeah.
right? Because he's a beloved character, right? This is not just like no, he's fallen to the wayside. And no one's like, even if they did a good Hulk movie, no one would care, right? No, it's the complete opposite.
Well, I think the Hulk suffers from a perception problem, right?
Yeah.
People see the Hulk and they think, oh, he's just a guy that goes out there and breaks stuff, smashes. So if you build a movie
Yeah.
that has depth to it, and like the first Hulk movie, right, to try to go psychological and discuss his issues, people are like, this is boring. I want to see him smash things.
Yeah.
And then if he just goes out and smash stuff, you're like,
best
this
of
is
both
stupid.
worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there, and it needs to be something that's just like so loosely based on the MCU, like his adventure or whatever he goes on. This has a minor impact on the story. It's just something about him, just a character development for him.
Yeah.
Any kind of movie, it could be awesome. Like against any kind of like really small list villain, it could be like a C list or B list villain even.
I mean, but the thing is, Hulk has a lot of good villains, though.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's true.
The Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde dynamic makes Hulk cool. It does,
Exactly,
but also there's
Adam.
more to it because it's not really
Way
evil,
more.
Mr.
There's a lot more to it, but it's based on that story.
Well, it's based on a couple of things. Based on Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, the Frankenstein's monster,
Mhm.
and some other things.
Yes.
But it's not really, because everybody always says Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right? But it's not really.
I'm not. Yeah.
No,
there's so
but here's
much
what
more
I'm
to
here's what
it
I'm
than
saying.
That, but that's just.
I
how
was
it's
trying to be
loosely
like
based off of
dramatic
that.
with my reveal, but Hammy keeps interrupting. What I'm saying is, it's not really because the Hulk isn't evil. Mr. Hyde is literally the evil inside of Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, like Two-Face is more like
Yeah.
that comparison, not really the Hulk. But the
Well,
Hulk is
Hulk
kind of a.
But the Hulk he loses control, man. Like there's
But he
times where
doesn't.
he's just like he could. I know.
That's the
because
thing.
he's
That's
a
like
good guy.
surface. That's the surface level Hulk. Like
I'm
that's
just saying, like what
He's
I'm
supposed to
trying
be
to
a
say.
kid.
I knew what you were gonna.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the idea. Definitely, the Hulk was inspired by Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But they've done so much more with it. I'm just saying that was one thing. And Frankenstein's monster definitely is another part. It's combining like different horror tropes.
Yeah, but then they've added so much more depth to the character.
Yeah, there's
exactly, man. That's why it's so brilliant because it's like it's a very modern day thing. Is that it can apply to anyone because anger is
is something that men deal with. I mean, that's a timeless.
The thing is, it's not really
anger.
just anger though. Like the Hulk there's many layers to his character,
Right?
where it's like he has different Hulk personalities, and like the version that we're seeing right now, that's like probably the least interesting. So
Hulk
man,
smash! I'll smash you in half. Potion.
The reason we didn't get a Hulk 2 is because when Marvel was bought out by Disney did not get the distribution rights to the Hulk character. Those remained with Universal. So Disney is not going to put out a movie in which they're losing a big chunk of profits because Universal is distributing the movie, right?
Wait. Is he talking about the Incredible Hulk 2, or is he talking about Hulk 2 as in the Ang Lee movie?
I think either way.
Because they were going to make an Ang Lee Hulk 2. It just Ang Lee didn't want to make it because the reception of it was pretty bad. So he felt like there's no point in doing a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why they went with Incredible Hulk, because it's a soft reboot.
And capable expression and his limitations, story angles.
The Hulk came out at the wrong time.
Yeah. Well, I think part of the reason why the Hulk didn't work is because CGI, we weren't there yet, right? I think
there's a weirdness to that first Hulk. He doesn't look quite right.
With Avatar 2 and the technology that they've developed for the facial stuff, the Hulk can be so much more expressive now.
Oh my God! Yes.
He can look like Mark Ruffalo, right?
Yeah, but also, like I said, the expression, like it's hard to like Hammy said, he looks weird. Like when he's trying to look sad, it doesn't look sad. It just looks
sad,
like Hulk, right? It's just like weird.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to see the Red Hulk pretty soon? Because Harrison Ford is playing Thunderbolt Ross now. Apparently, he's going to be the Red Hulk. I think that he's going to be the villain in the Thunderbolts movie.
Who's playing the character?
I think he's going to be the villain in the Captain America
Harrison
movie.
Ford?
Yeah, Harrison Ford is playing Thunderbolt Ross because what's his name died.
What? Yeah. I did not know. That's crazy. He's old.
He is.
Well, he's still making movies.
What is he, like 80?
Yeah.
And he's going to be in a Hulk movie?
Well, it's not going to be a Hulk movie. It's going to be a Captain America movie and a Thunderbolts movie.
I don't know what the hell that is. What y'all
Thunderbolts is a team of characters that is really cool in the comics and then really dumb in the MCU.
In the MCU, yep.
Of course.
Well, because in the comics, the idea of the Thunderbolts in the comics was that Baron Zemo and the Masters of Evil, during a storyline in which all the superheroes had left the Marvel Universe and went into a pocket dimension, Baron Zemo saw that
you're gonna lose days. You're gonna lose days. Just tell him.
Pocket dimension.
Just
come on, man. Give me the Cliff Notes.
This is the premise. This is the elevator pitch. They're basically villains pretending they're heroes. That's the elevator pitch.
Yeah, but the reason that it worked was because there was no other heroes around at the time when they showed up.
Yes. Yeah. So there were, it was interesting because they had to like play along eventually, and then Hawkeye joined, and then he was kind of catching on to them. So I mean, it's an interesting idea. We haven't seen that in a movie. So the MCU version is pretty much the Suicide Squad, Marvel's Suicide Squad. It's just a bunch of bad guys, a Black Ops team, which is not as interesting because we already seen that. Right.
Casting. He says, "What money grab at its worth? Fool needs to retire or do serious films now. He's too old to be an action star." Well, he's gonna not be an action star, right? Because he's gonna be CGI'd as the Red Hulk.
He doesn't have to do anything. It's a supporting role, right?
He's playing the president of the United States, so
yeah, he's just got to walk around with a cane. That's it, like Joe Biden.
And I really think because Harrison Ford, they're going to
stumble over his words.
Yeah.
I think they're going to play up.
And he gets lost and doesn't know where he's going, and he turns the wrong direction. And they just leave it in the movie.
Imagine.
Harrison Ford.
Oh man.
No, MCU is going to turn into the Expendables pretty soon. No, it's already there. That's what the Thunderbolts are going to be.
Yeah, it's there.
But yeah,
I could care less, honestly, about the MCU. I have had complete burnout. I can't handle it anymore. Like we could have watched. Like this last weekend. We had the choice to watch Ant-Man 3 or Avatar 2 in 3D. I chose Avatar just because it was in 3D. Just because I wanted to see it. I was like, man, I have one chance to watch this movie in the theater in 3D. I'm going to watch it. Instead of Ant-Man, I'm like, Ant-Man, I don't give a fuck about Ant-Man 3.
Either way, the Hulk is a character that has not been tapped properly in the MCU. Very disappointed with his characterization. Very disappointed with this whole Smart Hulk thing. And I'm hoping, the only light at the end of the tunnel is I'm hoping that they're going to do a Maestro, which is the future version of the Hulk who decides that he's evil now. He's going to take over the world because fuck it, he's the Hulk and no one can stop him.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to see in live action.
Because I think, again, I think I said this last week, but in the comics, the whole premise of the Professor Hulk is that Bruce Banner and the Hulks, because it was the Gray Hulk and the regular Hulk, their three personalities combined.
See, I had no idea there was all these other Hulks.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I only thought there was a green one. There was a green one.
But I'm
there's Gray Hulk. Joe Fix-It.
I'm not surprised. Of course there is.
You know he was gray in his first appearance, right, Hammock?
Yeah, they changed. Yeah, they changed that to.
I didn't know that.
For printing reasons.
I've only ever seen him as green.
His first ever appearance, he was gray, but due to a printing error, because they couldn't get a consistent gray, they said, "Well, what color can you get consistent?" He said, "Well, we can do green." So, well, fuck it, we'll make him green. And that's how he became green.
That was a good choice.
Much better choice.
When you think green, you think Hulk.
Yes, that is true.
And then eventually, the Gray Hulk, they decided, hey, why don't we play with the idea that the Gray Hulk is a different personality?
Yeah, a printing error literally left or whatever spawned a whole new thing. That's a look. Think about that. Because the color is so iconic. Could you imagine it? It would never have done as well as gray. Just a literal error completely shifted that character into a completely different realm that it probably never would have achieved.
Yeah,
probably.
Just random.
The colors of characters back then were super important because that's how you would recognize them.
Because you think red Superman, blue Batman, green.
Well, it's also
Hulk. I guess you could think red Spider-Man too.
Well, here's the thing, and again, people want to fight me on this, but they've literally come out and said this. Certain colors were reserved for good guys, and certain colors were reserved for bad guys.
Oh, of course.
I mean, that's pretty obvious, though, once you read it and look.
Yeah.
But I've said this before, and I've had people argue.
The Joker is purple.
No, they don't know. They don't know what they're. Well, green and purple is usually a villain color, right?
Yeah, it's like green, purple, yellow.
That's very smart, because it's it's so perfect for him. Because it could be good, but it could be bad. Look at Tony. He's
look at Tony is the colors. He's got the colors.
He is.
Well, that's why a lot of the villains you got. Green Goblin is purple and green.
Yes.
And green. Namor's green trunks. That was the whole reason, and that's why, again, because we live in America, right? That's why red, blue, and white, or red and blue more. White's always been white, the good side, black's bad side, but red and blue, because of the flag, they're oh, those are obvious Captain America colors, so those are good colors, right? That's why a lot of characters, Superman, Spider-Man, Captain America, a lot of them have red and blue as their primary colors.
Yeah. Someone said the primary colors are good, and then secondary colors were bad guy colors. Yeah.
That's good. That's
green is bad. The Hulk is green. That was part of the thing because the Hulk was perceived as bad, right? Everybody attacked.
But he's good.
He's really a good guy.
Green is an interesting color. I think it can play both ways. I think green can play as good and bad, and that's why it's a brilliant choice color for him, purely by accident. It's amazing to think about that it never would have been that if it hadn't been for that.
Yeah.
But it's the most perfect color ever for the Hulk.
Yeah. It is actually really funny if you listen to the old interviews with comic book artists and stuff when they talk about Stan Lee. Literally at one point, Iron Man had a nose, right? And there's a story where Stan Lee walks by and he's like, why is Iron Man? Iron Man should have a nose because he's got to be able to breathe in his costume. So then they started drawing Iron Man with a nose, and then they said like a couple months later, Stan Lee's walking by again. He's like, "Why the hell does Iron Man have a nose? Take that off." It looks stupid. And they're like, "Stan, you're the one who told us to put a nose on."
Stanley had a
That's
bunch
funny.
of weird ideas. Oh my god! But yet,
Listening
Whatever
to watch
whatever he
interviews
does.
with Stan Lee is the Tommy Tallarico of comics, because if you watch interviews,
yes,
he'll tell a story and then like watch a later interview and it's like contradicts the earlier interview story. Like, what's the truth?
yeah. That's probably why he had a falling out with so many people.
Hulk just wants to be left alone. This is true, and it stems
Mhm.
from the fact that as a child, Hulk
Yeah.
was abused by his father, both physically and psychologically, and
Mhm.
because he watched his father murder his mother, and then was forced to go to court and basically say, "Hey, no, my dad didn't do nothing wrong."
Yeah.
So the Hulk.
That's so
his personality.
tragic. What an
Mhm.
amazing backstory.
And it they actually handled like split personality, multiple personality disorder like very well for a comic
Mhm.
book, right? To be like, well,
Yeah.
this is why and this is what happens. And
Kids it's like it teaches kids to understand concepts like that through
the way
comic
Bruce
books.
Banner is like disassociated with not only the whole personality but like certain emotions. Like when
Mhm.
when he was first introduced, like he was very distant, very scientific, like, and part of it was because his emotions were locked away into the Hulk, right? He never got mad because he saw what happens when you get mad is you turn into like his father and you start beating people, right? So Bruce Banner was always like, he let people pick on him, he's getting bullied and pushed around, and he would never retaliate because subconsciously he didn't want to be his dad.
He didn't want to be like his dad.
And
Mhm.
the Hulk was all the repressed anger and everything.
Mhm.
Thanos was Banner's PTSD, I think you mean.
PSTD.
PSTD. He got PSTD'd, man.
And then later on, when they introduced the Gray Hulk again, like when they brought him back, they basically
Mhm.
said that the Gray Hulk was actually like his teenage personality, like wanting to like do
Edgy.
things and be edgy.
Edgy.
He was a Las Vegas gangster,
Mhm.
Hammock. And
Joe
it's actually-
Fix It.
Yeah, it's funny because he actually, the Gray Hulk, which is not as smart as Banner, but not as dumb as the Green Hulk, actually outsmarted Bruce Banner because he figured out that if he
Ooh.
drunk
Mhm.
copious amounts of alcohol, right? Because the Gray Hulk would change at night. So when it became nighttime, he became the Gray Hulk. And then in the daytime, he become Banner again. So we figured out that if like an hour before the sun came up, if he drank a bunch of alcohol, when he turned into Banner, he'd pass out from drunk. And then by the time he woke up, it'd be nighttime and he turned back into the Hulk. So Bruce Banner literally for like months was just taken out of the equation because the Hulk would just make sure that he was drunk.
Drink himself. That's crazy. That's a brilliant idea.
And because he knows
He did
can't
not
die.
see that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a smarter Hulk. That's fucked up.
Tommy's literally the Green Goblin. So yeah. So I mean, he's devious.
There's a green character, the Green Goblin.
Mhm. Yeah.
Green
But he's
Green,
obviously
purple.
bad. He's obviously bad.
But I think that's enough of. We're getting into the weeds, as we always do.
Yeah, that was a long topic.
But I love the Hulk. The Hulk, I could like
Yeah, same.
discuss the Hulk.
Yeah,
for
Hulk
hours.
is my favorite by far. And it's purely because of those 70s Hulk shows with Lou Ferrigno. I loved that shit as a kid.
Mhm.
All right, so this article comes to us from The Direct. And it is one of the most silly articles I've read. It was posted on the first. Here's why Mandalorians never remove their helmets. If you watch the show, they tell you because there's a religious sect, and that's why they don't remove it. That's literally
That's
Yeah, there was no knowledge.
There was nothing really to be gained by the article, but I guess they had to put some.
Yeah.
But I only brought it up because I wanted to discuss the new episode of The Mandalorian. So if you haven't seen it, probably mute your YouTube.
I haven't seen it, but I'm ready to be spoiled. I'm ready. I'm not afraid.
So overall, what did you think, Blinded? Overall, what would you say?
Oh, I keep saying to everybody, it was mid, it was terrible. I can't believe they started the season like this.
Really?
Yes, I'm shocked that this is the first episode.
It was very mid.
Dang.
Short. It was way too much setup, right? This episode was all setup.
Unnecessary setup too.
Yeah.
How many episodes have been out?
I think there's only one, but it's 8 episodes long.
Well, he asked how many are out.
You can watch all 8 right now?
No.
Yeah, one is out. I just misheard what you were saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one episode, and oh my God, this episode was just bad. There was one action scene at the very beginning of the episode. But other than that, it was really nothing. It was basically set up like, hey, we're back. And so he's got to go to Mandalore. He's got to, go and bathe in the waters of Mandalore because that's like what they believe. And that'll absolve him of his sin of removing his helmet. And for whatever reason, he needs a robot he can trust. He said, I need a robot I can trust. So he goes to Navarre to go get IG-88. And they're like, oh, IG-88's blowed the fuck up. Remember? He's like, oh, yeah, I do remember he was blowed the fuck up. But I think we can fix him. He's like, well, so they're like, yeah, well, they find out that, hey, turns out he needs a memory chip, right? His memory card is busted. So now he needs a memory card to get IG-88 again so he can go to Mandalore and bathe in the waters beneath the mine. So then he goes, hey, Bo-Katan, where's that army you got so we can go to Mandalore so I can bathe in the waters? She goes, well, I don't got the Darksaber, so they all just fucked off. So what do you mean they fucked off? Yeah, Disney couldn't afford all the actors, and so they just all fucked off and they're gone. I'm here by myself, and I just kind of gave up on my mission.
Is the robot that he went to get, was that the one that died in the first season?
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. I love that character. I'm so glad they're bringing him back.
Well, we don't know yet.
You guys are making y'all are making this sound good.
No, this is
watch it.
No. It's boring. It's literally wheel spinning the episode.
I still need to watch it. I still need to watch it so the next time we talk about it, I want to be caught up with it. I gotta at least watch it.
So basically, then they finds out that Navarre is now a trade hub, right? I still don't know how time works.
God.
In Star Wars. We're going to discuss that in a minute.
Yeah, there's some contradictions. This shit is just stupid. Oh my God.
Well, there's a thing. We'll
trade hubs sounds very boring.
Well, Navarre, the planet Apollo Creed's on. It's now a trade destination, right? And it's now getting construction and it's rich. But turns out that Apollo Creed, he first opened his bar because some pirates had given him money. That were never mentioned before, but pirates had given him money. And now the pirates are back, and they're kind of pissed off that he's no longer in the bounty hunter business, I guess. So they're like, hey, they try to shake him down, and they end up killing 4 of them and sending one back. And so now Mando has pissed off the pirates, and they want to kill him. So they set that up like, oh, there's going to be pirates in this season. But it's like, in and out, like, oh, there's pirates, killed a couple pirates, had a little space battle.
Maybe it's just one episode. Maybe it just starts slow, but maybe it'll get better.
The thing is, it's not that it starts slow. It's that this whole episode has all of these different setups, right? You have he has to go to Mandalore, right, to bathe in the water, and then he goes to, what's his name? You were saying Apollo Creed. What's the actor's name? I totally blank on his name. But yeah, he's like,
Greek. Is the character
Greek car? Yeah, he's like, explaining to him all.
Creed.
yeah, I'm totally blanking on the actor's name. Yeah, but he's
Apollo Creed, Carl Weathers.
yeah, Carl Weathers. There we go.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah,
he's in the movie, or he? Oh, that's
show.
right. He
Yeah,
is in the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
I like his character.
yeah, he was in the other 2 seasons. But he goes to him and then tells him I have to bathe in the water, and then he gives him Mando exposition on why Cara Dune is not here. So it's just like all this like fill-in details of like, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, is this? Where's the setup for the fucking season?
You
like, there's no hook. There's no nothing.
You know what it is, Gabbing? Imagine if you were playing a game, right? And you went and you started a mission, and you got the little mission prompt, and they told you, all right, you got to go bathe in the waters of Mandalore. And then instead of doing that, you then went to another guy, and he's like, hey, you got to find the Darksaber and bring all the people, all the Mandalorians back.
It's always like setting him up for a Quetch Fest.
Yeah,
like
except for
you never
do
he's setting you up.
You just start all of the missions.
This is all this is. They're setting up the. It sounds to me like they're just setting up the season.
It's a bad setup. No. It's a bad. No. It's a bad setup because the only thing that is really like important information for the overarching story is what happens in the first 5 minutes. So everything else, you're like, why are we doing this? Right? Like, why do we need to know this information? Right? And on top of that too, why does he need the robot? Didn't he get over his fear? Like, that was his whole arc in the first season. Like, why not find a new robot? Right?
Cool.
No. But we get the robot's cool, but he already got over his fear of robots.
Right? You explain why he needs.
All right. Well, here, let me.
They kind of.
Let's continue this next week. I want to. Let me.
No, what? We're not going to continue this next week.
Not the whole thing, but like our discussion right now. Let me watch it, and then I'll get back with you and tell you if I agree with you or not, because you guys are trashing it.
It's
and I don't know.
It is bad. It is bad. And then the space battle was like. The space battle was just like, okay, what is this? It was just like there's a lot of action in it for a first episode, but it's all pointless action. Yeah. Like, and again, it does not have a strong hook.
Refresh my memory. Like the end of the Mandalorian second season was when Luke Skywalker came, right?
Yes.
That was that's how it left off. Okay.
Well, that's not how it leaves off. No, because remember the stuff that happens at the end of Book of Boba Fett. If you did not watch, then you need to watch that because you would be super confused.
Yeah, because there's like 2 Mandalorian episodes jammed in.
I did not want to watch that because I kind of don't like that version of the Mandalorian from the prequel.
You have to watch at least the last 3 episodes.
Damn it. That's way too much. All right, I'll try.
Or else you're gonna be like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, because then you're not gonna understand why Grogu is back. He's just there, right? So
I could probably watch somebody's abbreviated like rundown of it. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, and that was another thing too. The episode, instead of explaining what happens in Book of Boba Fett, it just tells you a bunch of random shit from the last season, or the last 2 seasons, and you're like, "This is not even good information. What the fuck?"
It's just what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question I have, and it's always confused me about Star Wars. How fast are they traveling in time in space?
Don't worry about it.
I am worried about it because
it's light speed, dude. They're going light speed.
Oh, are you talking about the creatures?
No, because so because he's going from he's jumping planets in this episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. If you go, so if this planet is 20 light years away, right? That's a distance thing. That's not a time. But a light year is how long it takes light to travel 1 year, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if he goes at the speed of light, that distance.
All right, then they're flying like 20
You can't go faster than the speed of light.
They are. They figured it out. They figured it out with their technology. They just have to accept
so if you go from one planet to
it'll drive you nuts if you don't. You just have to accept it.
Well, what I'm saying is time, while you're moving, because of time dilation, Mando doesn't get older. But then, the people on the plane, he should show up and fucking Apollo Creed should be dead. Like, oh, dude, you've been gone like 40 years.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
It can't. Okay, so it's more like then you got to think of it more as like teleportation than like
Space
like
magic.
it's teleporting you somewhere.
Yeah, it's just
But when he
George
shows up,
Lucas
here's the
bullshit.
force. But he shows
It
up.
is. You just have to accept it.
Hammock, he shows up to the planet, right? And it's obvious that time has passed, a lot of time, because he's like, now we're in this trade hub and all this stuff is happening. I'm going,
Oh, really? So they made it look shitty?
Well, I would say that's not. I'm not going to complain about the light speed stuff, but the two creators of the show literally contradicted themselves this week.
It was years.
Yeah, one said, "Oh, this takes place before 10 YB, whatever the Star Wars years are, right?" And then the other one said, "No, it takes place a few months after Book of Boba Fett." But then it's like, well, what the hell? Why is that town like completely rebuilt then?
Yeah, remember they blew up the town. Hammock.
Yeah.
In the first season.
All right, fine.
But not only is it like he's now like a grand magistrate and like the town's all fancy and it's like they got schools built. He's like, there's a big construction thing and we're all fucking living off the fat of the land and there's like everybody's walking the streets all happy. I'm like, this town was literally like fucking the ghetto in the first season. And now it's like fucking like fancy. I'm like, so time has passed, but how much? Like,
just imagine like they just basically like because there's literally like there's literal like slave labor in Star Wars. Like they just imagine that in 2 years they got this shit just whipped into shape.
Well,
like
the thing is, it just doesn't really make sense. Like Jon Favreau says, it takes place 5 years from the second season, and then the other what's his name, Dave Filoni, is saying no, it takes place just like a couple months after, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like,
just exactly.
Disney pay cuts.
Ocean says they're flying at the speed of convenience. It's called the
speed of convenience.
But I'm saying literally, like when they're like, because the planets are like, he's like, he goes from the middle, which is where Coruscant is, right, to like the outer rim, which is supposed to be like at the edge of the universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, he's traveling at the speed of light, and then so it should take him, even though he's traveling super fast, it should still take him a couple of years to get there. But he literally gets there like.
I think you have to think about
like 5 minutes.
It's like different physics. It's in a galaxy far, far away, so the physics operate.
Well,
it was also the physics
time ago. Here we go with that. It's a galaxy far, far away. A long time.
How do the radio waves work?
Physics apparently need like patches, like video games.
It's a galaxy. Their physics operate completely different. Whatever you know does not exist.
And they're talking from the planet to the ship.
Oh my god!
It's like light years away.
They live in a galaxy. They live in a galaxy that lets that shit work. That's how you have to look at it. It's a different galaxy with different rules.
Just doesn't work.
Not like ours. No, you have to accept it.
Oh god, he's the absolute worst. For this stuff.
You know what was the best when he was like complaining about BB-8 on the sand?
Oh my god!
Someone built one and like, look, fucker, it works.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
Just suspend all disbelief and just flow with it.
Just flow with it.
Yeah,
it's unwatchable. Yeah, they're talking English.
They're talking English.
Well, that was the stupidest scene. There's a scene in there, right? I don't know if you watched the sequel trilogy, but you know Babu Frick.
Yeah, that scene was actually kind of funny, but yeah,
it was funny. But here's the thing, right? So we got these little aliens that they're the same aliens from the sequel trilogy, and they're literally talking English and then gibberish, right?
Yes,
it's supposed to be their language, so it's like a combination of English gibberish. But the Mandalorian's not understanding the English part, and I'm like, they're literally going, "This thing's broken." Jabba, 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 jabba.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And then like Apollo Creed's like, he said it's broken. And I'm like, does he really not? Are we supposed to believe that he doesn't understand the normal speak too? Like
maybe he couldn't hear.
but what's
they're so
outside?
tiny and
he's outside listening and he hears. He's like in another room. He's like, he said
the helmet. He's got the helmet over him, so everything's muffled.
I think it was just an excuse to have Grogu grab the little thing. Like, look, he's hugging the little guy. It's so funny. So cute.
Yeah, probably.
When are they going to give Jar Jar a series? They need to.
Oh God.
That
No.
was good. There was a lot of aliens and a lot more
Yes.
diversity in the aliens.
Even though the production design looked cheap as fuck, but okay, yeah, there was.
Well, it did. I mean, that one alien has like fucking seaweed hanging.
But you can't tell me it didn't look like a Disney theme park.
Oh, it did 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, the Swamp Thing.
It's filmed in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. But that Swamp Thing alien pirate, I mean, the voice acting was kind of shitty. You're just like, what the fuck is this? It's just like too campy for Star Wars, which is weird. I don't know. I mean, he's gonna come back, but I'm not a fan of what I saw in that episode. Just
That was Gorian Shard.
That's the name of the character.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That
Gorian
one alien was
Shard?
pretty decent looking though.
Which one?
The one that shows up. He's like, "Hey, fucking, I want some beer." He had like
That
beer.
one?
Yeah.
No way. That one was the worst looking one.
What are you
It
talking
looks
about?
so weird. It. I mean, it did look like a Star Wars alien, but it just looked so shitty. That one. That one looked really shitty. That one was just like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like the fucking. It kind of reminds me of what's that character that was in Book of Boba Fett? And he dies at the ending, and he's blue. He's got the red eyes, like his nose, right? Because they can't hide. They want the character to have no nose, but like
they can't
obviously you can't hide the bump. So it just looks like the sculpting. It looks off. Like it did. I don't know. It wasn't like this was hard to believe for me, which is weird because I'm like the aliens. They all just look pretty realistic or realistic for the setting, but this one just felt like you could tell that was sculpting, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of the design. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it's way better than Swampy.
Yeah, because the Swamp Thing was like I don't know. The colors was too bright on it. It looked too it stood out. Like I don't know.
Then had the cane.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling the pirates, and that's probably a bad thing because they're gonna reappear. So
they're gonna be a continuous villain, probably.
Oh, and they have nothing to do with the storyline.
Yeah, they do because what's gonna happen is here's what's gonna happen.
Adam,
I have no. Is Jar Jar considered blackface? He's not. He's not.
Well, the guy is
no
black.
Inside knowledge, but I already can see what's gonna happen. What's going to happen is he's going to end up needing to get the chip. So he's going to have to trade Bo-Katan the fucking Darksaber to get the fucking memory chip. And then he's going to have to help Grieve Karga defeat the pirates in order for him to get the fucking robot. He's like, well, you can't have the robot because the pirates are here. And the pirates are fucking us. And so if you stop the pirates, then you can have the robot. It's literally going to be like a video game.
Okay. I can see that being an entire episode.
And it's just going to be like he's trading this for that, for this, for that, for this, for that, so he can finally go to Mandalorian and bathe. And then when he gets there,
it's a fetch quest.
Here's the spoiler. Here's the spoiler. When he gets there, it's going to be dried up. There's going to be no water under the mines of Mandalore.
I hope to God that's not going to happen.
This is like you have to think of this as season 3 of a 5-year season show.
I bet you.
Well,
the
thing is,
he's going to go into there.
Game here.
It's going to be the last episode. He's going to walk in to like, this is it. I'm going down the like tunnel, and you're like, and it's going to be like a dry riverbed, and it's like, doom doom, the music, doom doom, doom doom, doom doom. It's going to end.
Oh my god. But this reminded me because this. Why did they? I mean,
they did the same thing with David.
I know why they're bringing back Grogu, right? But like, couldn't they have this season be about him reuniting with him?
Baby Yoda actually sells Star Wars merchandise.
Oh,
that's like the only selling Star Wars merchandise is
Yeah, but they didn't
Baby
even
Yoda.
change up his design or anything. It's just the same looking baby.
Exactly,
It's
because the
like,
kids are like, "Ooh, look, it's the same. He's
Well, not just
back."
the kids, women love Grogu.
yeah. I just feel like they needed to have
An
a
older
season where
Grogu,
he
an
comes back.
older Grogu does not move toys.
He doesn't need to be older. It's just
shirts.
that the story, it's like, if you never watched Book of Boba Fett, right, you're just sort of like, what the fuck is he doing here again, right?
To Luke, I thought
Like
he was
they have this
great.
whole, like they have this whole arc, and it has a nice payoff, and then you're like, oh, he's back,
Yeah,
and they don't even address it. It's just like, what the fuck?
because
they want you to watch the other thing.
merchandise.
Yeah, it's just like, it makes me worried if this continues. It's like, is there really enough story to continue with this? If it's just going to be the Baby Yoda show, like
Star Wars began and always has been about moving merchandise. The
but you still
movies
need
were
a good
literally-
Story. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
excuse the fact that,
But
like,
that's the
okay.
problem is nobody's buying their shit
Yeah.
anymore. Like they
Yeah.
need to like not even try that. Just make a good
We'll-
story.
We'll come up with other baby characters then, if
Did
they,
you see the
if they need to.
baby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Jabba
I
the
seen
Hutt?
that.
Baby Hut.
Oh my god.
They could have
Well,
they could have still made him cute though, but a little bit more badass than so cutesy. They didn't even do that.
I
He's literally
guess.
the same as he was.
Yeah, just the same. Like he just sits there,
kind
does
of
nothing.
yeah. That's kind of disappointing. That's a weak cop out. Like we don't want to
This is
lose our
the
cash
villain
cow
for the
baby
next-
Yoda.
the next
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
That's kind of greedy.
What is that?
What the fuck
Oh
is
yeah, the
that?
baby. Yeah.
It's Baby Hut.
What
Baby
is?
Jabba. Boba Fett's villain next season.
Oh god.
No way.
Oh, he's just trolling. But like, oh my god. They have another baby show where it's like all the characters are babies or something.
Yeah. No, it's not. They're not babies. It's like Padawans or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're babies. Oh my god.
Star
That looks
Wars,
looks
baby.
disgusting. Look at that. What is that down there in his pants? It's
That's
poking
his
out.
tail. He's a
No,
tail.
that doesn't look like a tail. It looks like a fat man. Look at it. Looks like imagine like a big dude with a dick sticking out at the down there. That's what it looks like.
Leave it to Hammock to make it disgusting.
That's a fucked up picture.
Baby Jabba. Next season.
It's like this fat man, and you see his dick hanging out.
Someone actually sculpted a real life baby Jabba.
Oh my god.
You could buy it if you want. It's on Etsy.
Maybe Hammock Man can buy it. He seems interested. Oh my god.
So there it is. We're gonna have a whole series of baby everything. Baby
No.
Jar Jars.
Baby Vader.
Oh.
Baby Vader.
It'll be Baby
Oh.
Vader, Baby Han Solo, like just a complete
Baby Han
shit. It would be literally somebody'd say that in the comments, like they'd be Muppet babies, but
Star
fucking
Wars Muppet Babies.
Star Wars. They own the Muppets too. Why
Yes,
wouldn't they?
Because it
Muppet
sounds like a
babies.
shit idea.
Here you go. Baby Jar Jar.
George, oh my
Milk,
god.
mama.
That's when you could put it out of its misery, right there.
You're gonna go back in time and kill Baby Jar Jar.
Yeah, he freaking ruined the trilogy. If
No,
it
he
or the
didn't.
prequels.
Oh my god! If
Oh my
He's
god,
barely
he's
in the
worst.
trilogy. He's
He's
only
the
in the
worst.
first one. Yeah.
He's
If
only
you
in the
watch
first one.
the
They
theory-
they had to scope his casting or his parts down for the
That's because
second and third because he
they
was so
put the-
hated.
they should have went with the story. If
Yeah.
it's true,
I know the story.
I'm not saying it is, but if it's true, the fucking Darth Jar Jar theory.
I know it
And-
should have been. If they had gone that route, it would have been the most fucking amazing
But it
thing
makes
ever. 'Cause It
sense,
would have
like,
trolled all of us. It would have trolled all of us.
Well, it wasn't a troll, but
But it would have because he comes in so annoying and to where you want to hate him, and then he turns into this a mega badass.
But that's the
Like, dude,
point.
that would have been the coolest thing ever. But they didn't do it because they were so scared about selling merchandise. Like they were so scared to market it to take a risk. and they went soft.
But no, because of the whole racist thing, and then. But apparently, like there's a book that I guess is one of George Lucas's like favorite books, or like something that he's referenced before. And in the book, there's a character that's basically like a fool. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, this guy's like a goof and everything," but then it turns out he's actually secretly like the evil empire.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Jar Jar was supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to be like, "Oh my god, look, he's a big idiot, he's a fool, he's a goof." So you'll never see it coming when he's like,
Exactly. It would have been awesome.
Which I mean, the thing is, then why not do that then?
well, they did
Because they were scared.
No, but if you
I don't really buy that they were scared. Like it
Why-
must have
why
been
would
like
go back and look at the way like even Lucas is looking at it, and he says it looks. I think I might have gone a little too far in a few places. Like
Right,
he
but
just
go
was
back.
already.
go back and watch the first one with the theory in mind that what he does is done purposefully,
yeah.
not accidentally.
It would have been the greatest. I'm telling you, it would have been a troll. It would have trolled the audience, like literally. Like you would have thought that character sucked so
They
bad.
should
and
they
then
should
the
they should
twist, it would
actually
have been-
reuse
it would
that
have been
idea.
it would have been a comparable twist of Darth Vader being Luke
father.
Skywalker's dad.
Yeah.
It would have been like along that lines, like, but it could have even almost topped it because Jar Jar Binks was so annoying. He was so perfectly done. Like, but if it had been an act, my God, dude.
But
like,
not only
I
that,
wish-
Hammock, you're missing.
They should redo it, dude. They should redo that.
You're missing the bigger.
Redo
point.
those three.
You're missing the bigger selling point of this. Could you imagine?
Okay.
Like you hated this character. He's fuck this
Yeah.
guy. I hate Jar Jar Binks. Then he's the bad guy, and then you get to see him cut down. Like they cut
Oh,
Jar Jar
yeah,
Binks in
dude.
half. You're like, yes,
That-
fucking, I hate
Like
that
Darth
guy.
Maul, like Darth Maul, exactly. But he gets like filleted, like just split into like a wood splitter, and just chunked
explosion
down
in
onto the
theater
wall.
as they fucking just chop him.
Yes,
Yeah, fuck that guy.
yes. Oh my
Oh
God,
my
dude!
God.
They ruined it. They ruined it by being safe.
Chibi Star Wars, everything. Hell yeah, we're gonna make baby everything.
Oh, God.
But that would have definitely been a huge moment.
That's a good point, dude.
of
I did. You're
things-
right. I missed that completely. Thank you. You're right. I did.
Speaking of things that weren't finished or ideas that didn't pan out, I'm gonna propose something to you, Blinded,
Mm.
and it's probably gonna piss off a lot of people.
Hmm.
But what if Zack Snyder wrote a book?
Hmm.
I didn't finish the Snyderverse, but if I did, this is how I would do it.
That's the title of the book.
I mean, it'd be like
That'd be
OJ
funny.
Simpson.
That's a terrible
Yeah, OJ.
title. That's a
No.
terrible
It's like-
title.
It's like OJ Simpson. Oh my God.
Like, I didn't do it, but if I did, here's how.
If I didn't, here's how.
I mean, the thing is, he kind of did though. I mean, we know what he was going to do for Justice League 2 and 3. He just said, well, now that it's out there, he's like, well, I can't do those ones, right? Because now everybody knows. It's
They
like,
should redo it, man. I would redo it, and it would still be cool.
Why
Even
would
if it was
anybody want-
coming,
no, we're
I
talking
would
about
watch it.
if we're talking about the Snyder movies, then no. If we're talking about the prequels, then yes, I agree.
Okay, I thought we were talking about the prequels.
No, Snyder. I said Snyder. If he wrote
Oh,
a
I'm
book saying,
sorry.
because he didn't finish the trilogy. Everyone's like, what's going to happen? You know, we want to see the ending. And I was just thinking, like, what if he just wrote a book? Like, here it is, guys. Like, obviously, we're never going to finish it. Obviously, we're never, DC's never coming back. Warner Brothers is not fucking getting.
DC's
They're
never
moving-
coming back. Yeah.
They're moving on from Snyder, right? And everybody wants to know. And so, because I'm never going to get to finish it, there's going to be no animated series, no fucking cartoon. Here's just a book going, this is exactly what I was going to do. And it laid out like this character, all the arcs, all the fucking.
Mm.
He'd make a ton of money if he did that.
Yeah,
don't know
I mean,
what-
he could have if he didn't, again, already do this.
No. He even if he spoiled a little bit, but I'm talking about like go into detail. Like this is what I would have
Yeah.
done.
Or yeah, he could do that, go into complete detail.
But
His
I
fans
don't
would
know if
eat
there's
that up
like
and be like,
legal
see,
reasons.
look how cool it would have been.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like legal things like.
Well, I think he could change the names of the characters and stuff and just insert
Yeah.
other characters. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I could see that actually happening because he's already doing that with the Rebel Moon. He took a old Star Wars script that he pitched to them, and yeah, now we have Rebel Moon. So
Zack
I mean, you
Snyder's
might
doing
actually
that?
be on.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's doing that. Yeah.
Now Zack Snyder is going to be in the Star Wars.
No.
Amick, open your ears. Jesus.
It's not a Star Wars movie. It was an old Star Wars script that Zack Snyder pitched to
Oh.
Lucasfilm, and they rejected it. And so now he took that script, changed the names and some storylines.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah. So now what Tony's saying, I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. Like he just took Justice League 2 and then repurposed it into a new movie. I mean, wouldn't that be restoring the Snyderverse? Because
That'd be something.
I mean, honestly, he should do that. I mean, Netflix will give him the money to do it. Just go ahead and do it. You got to come up with the characters, obviously, but still. I would actually want to watch it, even though I probably know it's going to be shit, but yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Cyborg, Hammock Man?
Cyborg? From when?
Yeah, it is a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but no, I don't think I've seen that.
It's a 1989 movie.
No, I have not.
Did you know that is actually a repurposed sequel to Masters of the Universe?
Really?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was called Cyborg.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you know what? I never watched the original He-Man movie because I was like kind of over it by the time the movie came out, and I thought it was like babyish.
Oh,
So I didn't watch
it is shit. Yeah,
I know it's shit. I've seen like reviews of it. I need to watch it just because I was huge into He-Man, but it hit at the wrong time for me. Like I just moved on to other things. But I need to watch it. But that's interesting to know that that's the sequel.
Baby
obviously they changed enough of it that it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably figure out which parts would have been closer.
Mm-hmm.
Now speaking of sequels, there's something that we have to do because we fucked up last night, Hammock Man.
What did we do?
No sequels.
Oh, we fucked up big time.
All right, let's hear it.
We have to revisit our good friend Matt Jarbo's movie.
We don't have to watch the movie again, do we?
We have to watch the whole thing again.
No, I'm leaving. I'm not sitting. I can't sit through it again. I was thinking of myself like what the movie was like. Let me see.
We have to make a quick brief stop because I owe it to Matt Jarbo. I owe it to all of you. So here it is.
Oh yeah, he told us about this.
So we got to go through this.
I was hoping. Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you, Michael, for the support. Elizabeth. I forgot to ask him why he changed the name of the female character and didn't just use the.
Oh yeah.
The director would also like to thank AG Entertainment. Let's go. Speed up. So remember, somebody said, "Is there a post-credit scene?"
Well, here it is.
We're done.
That's your post-credit scene.
So there would have been a sequel. We need to make we need a sequel, dude. We need a sequel.
That's what we said. It was like, oh, because he goes,
come on.
A sequel.
We didn't know. All right, we underestimated. It was just really, really hard to watch because the dialogue was so bad. I'm sorry, but I thought the idea was interesting because he literally just set GPS coordinates to all of the different places. It seemed like, from what I remember, that the places he needed to go to be set up for the murder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he took him out to the area where the bloody shirt was.
So it was
like
he is alive. He's alive. What are we talking about right now? We're talking about the
movie from last night that we watched.
We didn't know there was a post-credit scene.
I was wondering last night, dude, because I figured you were going to let it play, but you killed it pretty quickly before the credits.
I didn't think there was going to be a credit post.
I know, but like I was thinking that, like I almost said, let's play it and see the end, or just see the credits.
So yeah,
but We know for the future now.
Yeah. Now
So
we
we'll
know.
always watch through the credits, no matter what.
Mhm.
Because that would have been a pretty cool ending for us to see, like sequel.
We'd have been all pumped, but he didn't make
Yeah.
a sequel. He never.
Damn
But
it, that is.
He
has
says that he
huge.
wants to.
He wants to. He has
Yes.
ideas to revisit it, but he also has
Hey,
another
I will
movie.
be if you come
Has
near me,
another
I'll be an
movie.
actor. I'll be an actor for you.
There's another movie that he didn't finish, but I think maybe we could butter him up and get the unreleased cut.
Oh, but that might be a maybe though.
That's why I said
See-
I think we might be able.
I mean, that's gonna be a lot of hoop jumpings from what he said. But that one would be interesting. That idea that he had, I would want to see that.
No, well, he said he filmed. Remember the one he said he filmed at the theater? He filmed part of it already.
I mean, I don't want to expose what he said, but like he said that he
Expose.
couldn't
Finish it.
he couldn't finish it because they didn't shoot the scenes, and then on top of that too, he had a falling out with the director.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It happens.
that's what I said. It's Hollywood politics. Then we went on a deep dive after the show last night. The fans missed this, but we kind of went on a Matt Jarbo deep dive and we watched some other Jarbo content. It was very enlightening. Very.
We got one for next week, possibly.
Possible. The audio is really
Yes.
bad, though.
Yeah, but that one we have to see to the ending because we only saw 2 minutes of it,
Yeah.
and that premise
Is that a
just
full movie?
weird.
Is that a full movie?
No,
It's
I
like
think
a
it's a short
20-minute
film.
short.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Jarbo is a very interesting writer. He has lots of
Yes.
ideas that are out there.
Well, he did tell us that it was all improvised, so that explains the dialogue.
Yeah, he said the dialogue was just prompting. It wasn't
Mhm.
So much written. Like, I'm going to do this.
That's what I thought. That's what I said. I was wondering if
Yes.
everything was off the cuff or scripted. I figured it was just off
He
the
said
cuff.
the geese were something
Not
that just
planned.
happened. They needed more
Yeah.
scenes, and the geese just happened to be there. So they went with it.
That was the best scene in the movie until that end.
He
Until
said
the
that
ending.
The dude legitimately was in the wrong spot at the bridge when he was reaching for the package, and that's why.
Mhm.
And I go, well, why didn't you just edit it? He goes, dude, we just shot it all in one day. He's like, we did.
I can't. Oh man, I can't believe we missed that damn ending.
Yeah.
The post-credit scene.
I'm like totally invested now. I want to see In Search of Still Searching.
I was laughing.
Still
Search of
searching.
2. In Search of 2. Still Searching.
I was laughing. Oh, also, Jarbo wasn't the cameraman. They actually had a cameraman.
Yes.
Which explains why it was hard to hear him. He said that he wasn't mic'd up.
That's the
He doesn't remember
problem.
why, but he goes, I think we had.
I
the
was
equipment.
wondering that.
I just wasn't mic'd up. I'm like, well, now it makes sense. Like, because you weren't next to the camera, you were
Mhm.
still further away. And that's why the sound wasn't as
Now
good.
you know. Now you know for footage how to do it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
just
watch
put a
the
lav
second one.
mic
But
on.
how could he do it though? That would be a tough one. I don't know how he could.
He
do this
did. The thing
movie
is,
into-
he did tell us he had an original idea for the story, which we all agreed was like 10
lot
times better. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean this was actually a good story. Like,
when
to
did
be
y'all
told.
talk to him?
Last night,
Last
after
night?
the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he came on and talked to you guys after I
No,
left.
it was
In the
yeah
back,
after in the
off
back.
air.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know y'all talked to him
Yeah.
actually like that. I thought you just talked to him through text messaging or something.
Well, yeah.
No,
well,
no,
yeah, mostly. I mean, we've been on
Tony did,
panels
yeah.
before and stuff.
All right, I didn't know
I
this.
DM'd
This
them.
is
We were
news.
back there.
This is news to me.
Mhm.
We were back there, and they're like, "Oh, you should
Exposing
get
everything.
Jarbo. You should get Jarbo." I was like, "Ah, DM." And I DM'd. I was like, "Hey,
Damn it! I wish I didn't have to work this morning. I would have loved to have sat through that.
It was very interesting.
It was-
His- like
it
I
was
said, his
interesting.
idea, the original premise of In Search of, before it turned into this, was actually really interesting and kind of
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, that would work. And it's actually this movie could technically serve as a prequel to that.
Prequel to that story. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then let's do it, dude.
Well, yeah. I hope he does it. That's what I was telling him because it is an interesting story, and I think he could pull it off because it is it's more in his niche, right? Like,
Yeah. And it was funny
Yeah.
because I was like, we're discussing, we're like, well, why didn't you do this? He's like, dude, I just didn't think of it. He's like,
Yeah, he just didn't think of it. Yeah.
because we're like, well, who found the backpack? He's like, I don't know. They're like, well, was it the police? He's like, yeah, let's just go with that. The police found.
y'all will have to tell me later what he said. I don't want you to have to spoil it now, like if it would be a movie, but I want to know what it was.
Yeah, that original idea
Yeah.
sounded good. It was funny to hear like him. He goes, yeah, I had to convince my buddy to let me put the bag over his head. He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
he goes, I
That
told
was
him.
It was a short suffocation, but it makes sense that he
Well,
survived
no.
it.
He
It was
wanted to do it
longer.
for 3 minutes.
3
He goes,
minutes,
I told my buddy
yeah.
let me do it for 3 minutes. He's like, no, you're not gonna put a bag over it for 3 minutes.
He would be
He
knocked
really
out in
tased
3
his
minutes.
friend.
No, well, he almost tased his friend.
No, he said he
Almost
did. He said he did. He wanted it for authenticity. He said we had the taser and I tased him. That's
I
why
thought
he
you said
did
he
I
that.
thought that fall seemed.
Yeah, we
decent for-
even said that he had to actually drag him, and he said he was too heavy to drag, which was
Yeah.
funny because we said, oh, he couldn't put him in the chair, which is true.
Yeah. And he goes.
We
"Just
were
pretend
being
like
pretty
there was a
mean
system
to
of
his
pulleys
about his
that you
weight.
couldn't see."
Yeah, we told him about the jokes, but yeah, he was okay with it.
He's just glad that someone. He's like, I'm just glad people were watching my movie. And
Now we need to see a sequel, dude. I'm pumped for this. Knowing after seeing that finale, if there's a good story, it needs to be done, but just on a better level, dude. Like you need to I don't know, they need to get better audio quality because isn't that like a thing that we were noticing like with a lot of his stuff? He's got bad audio quality.
Yeah, he's told us that. Yeah, now he's obsessed with audio. So
yeah,
Then that's what he needs to do.
he knows where he went wrong on this.
ADR, even ADRing would have been good on some of those scenes.
Yeah.
Like it probably would have sounded weird.
Well, he should make
But if you did it right.
realistically. If it was me, again, if it was me, I would go ahead and remake this, right? Because the premise, like you could salvage this premise into a short film for the prequel to lead into the main film. Like I said, clean up the audio, cut down some of the like he didn't need to make it 72 minutes, even though 72 minutes is kind of fast.
It could be 30 or 45 minutes and be perfect.
I mean, he could do it in 10 minutes, I feel like.
10 minutes, yeah. Well, you could, but I think 15 could really.
Well, what I told him, I go, well, we were talking about the bag, right? I go, what I would have done, and again, I'm not a filmmaker, but I was like, you show them finding the bag, finding the tape, show the guy putting it in, and then kind of zoom the camera in on the TV. So you're watching them watch the TV of the tape, right? Essentially. And then at the end, zoom, when it's done, you zoom back out and it's still the guy sitting there watching the tape.
Yeah. And he's shocked. Yeah.
And like I said, there's no way the killer's like putting ADR and like fucking text on the screen. I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also needed more of like a feeling that it was recorded and not like, because it felt it felt like too professional for like people just holding a camera. So, and I mean, he's talked about doing more found footage movies. So I think he needs to capture the authentic. I can't even talk.
There needs
It
just needs the authenticity. It needs to be just edited down for time. Like it was just too long. Like it was just because he was drug out. Like, oh God, they're back in the car again. Oh God,
he could have it be like if you go with Tony's idea, you can have it where the characters actually just fast forward through parts because they're like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, and that would be like meta commentary on the original movie. Yeah, that would actually be. Oh man,
he's just like nothing's happening. Okay.
Yeah, just like fast forward it. Yeah,
even be like, why the hell did the killer record this? This is stupid. But I mean, one of the things that was missing to make it authentic, and it's more of an editing thing, is when he went, the transition from scene to scene, it needed that tape thing, like when you're recording and then it has that little like static. When you stop recording and you record again, there's like a static on the tape. Because like if you watch Blair Witch, right, it has that like when it cuts from one scene to the next, like you have that instead of the black screen, which is like normal editing now. Right? Like you have that little like where like you could see like where because on a tape it's just static, right? I don't know if people know. Like when you play the tape, it's just static. So if you don't record it right, there's like a little bit of static in between the two because it doesn't stitch together neatly. There is that little like half second of static. And the movie never had that, so it didn't feel like a tape. It also didn't have the like there's a certain look to the camera, like when the camera records, like an old VHS tape. But I mean, like I said, there is something there, I think, and especially when he explained the original premise, I think there could be something there.
Yeah, and some of his like ideas of the theme of the movie. Yeah. It
could be more fleshed out, better. Like I said yesterday, it didn't feel like it's supposed to be that this guy is so desperate that he's jumping through these hoops to meet the woman. But it didn't feel like no shade on the actor. He's just a normal dude now that lives a normal dude life with a family. But like he didn't have that like desperation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we can convince him.
Yeah.
Get on the Twitter. Hashtag restore the Jarboverse.
Still in search of two, still searching. Like, I think that'd be a good one. I think that'd be a good name for the sequel. Still searching.
Then we can make a documentary, Searching for In Search of.
Oh my god. Searching for and searching. Oh my god.
Search of.
Yeah, all right. So this is kind of an older article, but
I thought we were going to talk about the sex robots.
Not yet.
The sex robots.
We're gonna get there. HBO just edited the Last of Us episode to remove mistakes. So, like I said, this is from February 26th. So a little old, but apparently there was some like background mistakes in the Last of Us.
This one is slightly, slight. It's hard to notice, really.
This was interesting. Like I enjoyed reading this article because I think to me this is like a complete nothing burger. Like
the thing is, you may think it's a nothing burger. I can kind of we can get into it and explain because this is actually a big mess up, even though it's like really tiny. But yeah, most people would have never noticed this.
It's huge. It's huge for the fact that they did this to people. Like they actually paid attention to it, but as far as them going back and editing it out, I think that was the right choice because it's why with people that are going to watch it, it just takes away that continuity or that just lose yourself in.
I mean, they could have left it in for fun though.
It is real quick. It says after the release of episode 6, titled "Kin," audiences were quick to notice 2 production mistakes that had made the final cut of the show. In this red circle, you can see
that was funny right there because you could easily not notice that because they lined up perfectly with those trees, and you can zoom in and see. Can you zoom in on that one? Like on the one where they're at?
Oh, there's another picture that zooms in. In this article, yeah, there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you could see. I think it was
that one up there. Like if you go like right on the bottom left corner, and there's something like a black thing like in the middle, right there. Yeah, where that mouse was.
That's a guy.
Yeah, that might even be the drone.
To the right. See how that black thing is not there? That's up kind of in the middle to the right of that tree, and then it's not there. Yeah. Like they had something sitting there. I don't know what it was.
There's a couple of things. If you look,
and there's people. There were 2 people. If you zoom in on that, you can see that there's.
I can't zoom in
by the tree. Come on, you can.
No, I can't. Literally, see. If I zoom in, it'll be
your browser. You can't. You should be able to zoom in on your browser.
No zooming.
Dang. Okay, this one you can see real obvious.
The other gaffe came later in the episode when Ramsey's Ellie meets her horse Shimmer. As the camera locks on Ellie and the horse, a glove of the animal's handler is present, something that surely wasn't intentional. So, see that little
look at that glove. Right Whoops.
This right here, I think they shouldn't have took out. Production crew can be seen nestled amongst the trees, cameras, and all. That's it, really. There's some production people here.
No, they're down, dude, to the bottom left. I'm telling you.
Well, there's one right here. If you look at the screen, it's
you're right. Okay, but then down.
There's
those
these
trees
guys right here.
Yeah, right there. They're gone there.
So it's literally this these people here.
Yeah.
These.
You can easily see how, though, if you were like watching this and not paying close attention, that those people blend in.
Well, you
pretty
can't
well
look
with the trees.
how. This is the shot.
I know.
This, by the way, this shot doesn't last long in the show.
Yeah.
This is like
yeah,
very
that's
quick.
so easy to miss.
Yeah.
But it is still like immersion breaking.
I think, and this is my opinion, because I don't think they should have edited them out. I understand their mistakes.
Yeah, explain.
I understand that they're immersion breaking and their mistakes, but I think because this is what it was, right? This is like this happened. This is a thing that happened, and you erase it, and then 20 years, 30 years from now, it's going to be like, did you remember that mistake? Like, I don't know. There's like no proof of it. It's like just gone, just poof. It's like lost media, right?
Mm.
So I think,
is it though? Is a gaff lost media?
but it's a thing that happened.
The reason
no, hold on. Can I explain? Because
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So first off, there's an entire job that is supposed to actually catch these mistakes.
Yeah.
They're the script supervisor, and so they would have caught this beforehand. It's just for some reason sometimes there's like mess ups. There's so many infamous mess ups, like so I don't really think this is a big deal. But I mean, the show's attention to detail is absolutely insane. It's very similar to the game.
It happened.
Yeah, I mean, then you have documentaries.
Could you imagine if they went back to Star Wars and erased the part where the guy hits his head?
They did.
Yeah, they did.
He's gone back. George Lucas has gone back and edited the Star Wars movies. That's a terrible comparison.
Did they actually get rid of the scene where he hits his head?
No,
but like they did. No, probably not. But the point is, yeah, he's gone back.
All right, this is
shit.
Can I say?
I don't really think this is This is not really a big thing, because it's, again, most people would have never noticed, and it doesn't really change anything. And the article's already documenting the change. I mean, do you know how many changes Disney makes? Like, they even changed like the color grading after the episode aired, like 4 months later.
And
I mean, people point out.
They shouldn't.
I don't really think it's stupid. I mean, it's kind of interesting that now they do that.
Here's the thing: you already seen it, right? Are you going back and watching it again?
Someone's gonna go rewatch it again.
Yes, that's my point. That's what I was going to say. This is literally made. They're doing this because there were future audiences that have no business seeing that trash. Like, why? It's embarrassing that they did that. Why would they leave that on there for people to see their mess?
And I keep saying that this show has like an extreme attention to detail.
Yeah, that's what I was reading in the article. So it's like, it's an embarrassment. Like, you got to get that shit out of there. I'm totally cool with that. In fact, I think that we would, if we were running a business like that, I think we would be thinking to ourselves, "What? We don't need that. People are making fun of this shit. Just get it out of there." You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
Totally
the same
worth it.
Thing too. Honestly,
I think, like I said, it happened, and I don't think anybody's like, "Oh, fuck this show. This show's garbage now." Like, fucking, they.
No, of course not.
No one's saying that. No.
Why leave that in?
Even if they leave it and other people see
why?
It,
Why even have the chance?
Because here's the thing: it's still someone directed it, someone edited it, and they would probably be pissed off if they're like, "Holy shit, what the fuck? Why didn't they tell me this was still in the shot?" Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand that, but again,
and why? Why even take
it happened? So it's like, just leave it.
Yeah. So. It happened, and they edited it, and now the article is documenting it. I don't really see the problem with it.
Why even take the chance of breaking immersion for a future audience? Why even bother? Just take it out of there, because it's such a perfect thing. Like, yes, that sucks. That sucks that the people that saw it first, but it's like there's no reason for anyone else to see that.
Sometimes it is annoying, like distracting. No, it's not a bad precedent. This happens all the time. What exactly is bad about it, though? Like, that's part I'm confused by.
Because it's always like you give them this, right? They do this because it's like, oh yes, this makes sense. Go ahead and do this, and then pretty soon they're like, hey, you know,
there's gray areas.
I don't like that curl being that short. Let's lengthen that out.
No, see
that seems like a massive.
That's
completely different.
You're describing.
This is continuity error. Hold on, Tony. Hold on, Tony.
This is like
we said this is video game. We said, hey, it's okay that they did this one thing, and then Now we're at the point where like, oh,
all right, then we don't let them.
No,
get to that
this is such a stretch because the reason why they edited this out is because it's a continuity mistake. That's why.
Exactly.
That's the only reason why. Like they're not going to go back and change something.
It's easy to do it.
Nobody cares. Exactly. It's
no one cares except for the people who made it. Yeah, right.
I care.
I don't know. It's just like I said. The show again has extreme attention to detail, like insane amount of detail. Like if you played the game, yeah. The thing is, like with that drone shot, I can see why they messed that up. That's hard to even get. You have to hide under the trees. Like they were gonna mess up regardless, right? Like and I've flown drones before. It is like with a wide lens, like taking a shot like that. That's a difficult shot to pull off if you're dealing with a production crew, right? Like everybody's got to stand back, and it's a wide lens.
There's a lot of fucking people out there.
56K says Tony wanting no changes so he can have his nerd trivia in the future.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because it's
like the freaking thing in the back of Wizard of Oz where everyone thought it was the
hanging,
a munchkin hanging, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a bird or some shit.
Or
Ghost
it's a bird. It's a bird.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that one's
It's a bunch. I remember pausing that from my high school class and walking up there, making him watch it, and I told all of them that it was a dead munchkin swinging in the tree.
Oh wait, do you know the Avengers Endgame one, Tony? Because that one is actually annoying. They should remove that one. Well, they can't because it's way too hard. There's 2 Ant-Man in the movie.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like really bizarre because it cuts to the scene is with Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then it cuts to Black Panther, and you see Giant Man in the background. But it's like we were just with Ant-Man, and he was tiny. Yeah, it's.
I like stuff like that, like in a way that it's like the old movies. I don't know, it's interesting, but it does kind of ruin that part. There's no reason for it to be there. Like if it doesn't have to be there. It's like there's this in the Bob Marley song, No Woman, No Cry. There's like a part in there where the microphone does feedback. It's like a live version. It's weird. It's like a total mess up, but it's like it's coming in the song. But it wouldn't make a difference if it wasn't there. Like I wish that part didn't happen because it kind of breaks you from the song for a minute. But it's such an iconic thing. It's like it's there. It's a mistake. It doesn't need to be there, and it's like get rid of it.
That's the same thing. There's a lot of songs that have mistakes.
Yeah,
I know, but it's like, would you care if that song wasn't? I know there's another one. I can't remember what it is now, but would you care if that like wasn't part of that song anymore? Like that's just kind of the same thing. How I would look at it. Like, I would rather it not be there because it takes you out of a good jam for a minute because you hear it.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm totally for it.
Also, I think HBO,
as long as you don't go too far with it, like you were saying, like shorten her hair.
But the thing is, that is like totally different. There. That's a totally different scenario because now you're actually changing.
That's different. We won't stand for that.
No, I don't see. That's not a justification. That's not a justification.
You see it. Let me explain. Something, my young friend.
It's reason still doesn't make sense.
I'm older than you, Tony.
What happens is, first they do things and it's a very good reason. You're like, yes, and you accept it. And then they do something and the reason is slightly less good, but you still accept it. And then pretty soon the reason that they gave is bullshit, but you've accepted so much. They've taken
the thing is your example is not the same category as this change. That's my counter to that.
This is a goof. This is a goof, not a post-production.
Like I said,
that could have looked better.
HBO has done this before, and they got like lambasted for it. The Starbucks coffee cup in Game of Thrones. Like everyone was like, "How did they miss that?" Right? So
I read about.
So that. they're gonna go back and do stuff like that. If it's any continuity mistakes, I say change it because it's a continuity mistake, and it's someone's job, right? Someone didn't do their job properly. That's what happened. It's not the same as George Lucas changing.
It would be like a bad audio in a shot.
Like a boom mic, something. Yeah, like those are actual
you don't
mistakes.
Need it.
I mean, the thing is, Tony, do you complain about patches for video games?
Yeah,
Yes.
Because it's the same. It's very similar. It's very similar.
Patches a glitch.
Yeah. Because it's like, well, that's not supposed to be in the game, right? It has nothing to do with the game.
Good,
But it was there.
dude.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they accepted. He accepted it. That's the
I
first
just came
time I've
up with
ever
that
heard
one.
Tony say that. That's a good point.
Well, that's how I would explain it. It's like a video game patch.
Come on,
Fixes
man.
Just
bugs.
a rabbit shoot shot before they edit it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Is that a thing? I
Yes, you didn't know that?
Yes.
In Roger Rabbit, when she falls out of the car, the taxi's driving and they drop the dip on the road and it goes over it and the tires fuck up.
Right,
and it spins and she goes flying out of the car. When she's spinning in the air, her dress is open and you could see in between her legs.
Bring it up.
But that would be censorship.
Bring it up.
Right?
You want us to go like get demonetized for showing gooch?
It's cartoon though, right?
No, it still counts.
All right, well, show us after in the after room.
But that example is a different example, right? Because that was originally intended for the shot, and they had to go back and censor it, right?
Yeah, that was just because everyone's
because
everyone's too pussy to deal with it.
You ever see The Rescuers?
Yes, that one has one too. First, yeah.
That one's different though because it's just porno in the window.
Yeah, that one is just like a troll, right? Again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The topless woman in The Rescuers. How they got away with
Well, it goes back to the same thing with like the Little Mermaid with the freaking dick on the front cover.
Also, the dude's boner, the priest.
Those are hidden. Yeah, the hidden weird
so
shit.
much hidden because it was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Wait, which part are we talking about?
the priest.
Parts. There's the buildings on the cover that look like dicks.
Yeah, I know that.
But also the priest has a boner.
Boner, yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me that one later too.
It's right at the end of the film, like where when they're getting married.
I did not notice that.
I can bring that one up. That one is not as
that one's tame.
X-rated.
It's not X-rated. Let me bring this up.
The only other one I know too is like the in Aladdin when they blow the like dandelion and it spells out the word sack.
Sack. No, that was in Lion King. That was Lion King.
Oh, was that Lion King?
Yes.
You're getting your movies mixed up.
Oh my God! There's something in Aladdin too, though. I thought that was weird.
See, that's the priest, and clearly.
Oh my
Tiny
God!
dick syndrome.
That's his feet.
Oh
no,
his feet are right here. This white is his pants.
Oh my God! Okay, I was looking at the black. Why did they draw that in?
Because they could and get away with it.
Sickos. That's a kid's.
Yeah.
That's a kid's movie, Tommy. That was a kid's movie. You wanted a lap dance from that little girl.
Oh my God!
Shame.
Oh my God.
For shame.
For shame.
All right, sex robots.
Disney's animators have been hiding dirty jokes for the longest time.
Because they're freaking, they're lonely, horny animators.
I mean, in
they're just animating away. They're just animating these like girls' bodies away for weeks. Of course, they're gonna be like, they're just like perverts, though. Like
in Frozen,
one pervert could ruin anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen Frozen, but in Frozen, there's a.
I have seen Frozen. Yes, I have children.
So there's the dick size reference in Frozen.
I didn't know about that. What is it?
He asked about foot size, and she goes, "Foot size doesn't matter."
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two lines that are just like real quick, like and if you don't know what they're referencing, you just won't get it, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that? You saw that video I posted in the in our messages about that where it showed that kid riding around with that guy on the kids ride, and it was that playing that song that ass or what the hell is it? Head down, ass up. That's the way we like to fuck on a children's cars ride. On a little children's cars ride. Can you play that real quick, Tony? Can you play that?
Oh my god!
They're riding a cars ride.
You want me to play a TikTok video?
Yes.
Jesus Christ!
Come on,
you
dude.
and TikTok.
TikTok has some funny ass shit on it. That's just
It's
random.
a Chinese app.
It's a Chinese app.
I know, but it's too funny, dude. I don't give a shit, man. They're gonna spy on us one way or the other.
When my computer starts sending me to like communist websites, we'll know why.
His face when he realizes. Yeah, that makes sure that it's unmuted.
I did unmute it.
Oh, where's the volume? You see his face? He does a literal double take. Play it again. He does a literal double take. Like he doesn't realize it at first. Like he's just riding along normal, and then it's like, what? That's what a kid's cars ride. Face down, ass up. That's the way we like to fuck. He's like, he looks at his wife is obviously filming, and he looks at her with his mouth wide open, like, oh my god, like, are they really playing this? It's funny to me because we have a local fair that comes to our town. Like they shut the town down and put a fair in the middle. It's like. Mm-hmm. So we go to these fair rides every year. Like if I saw that dude, I would be rolling, laughing.
Yeah,
unless if my kid was on it, I'd be pissed. If he was a little kid like that, like, dude, why the fuck are you playing this kind of music on a children's ride?
Oh my
Face
god!
Down,
dude.
ass up. That's the way we like to fuck. Face down, ass. Like that does not need to be on a children's Disney Cars ride.
Well,
demonetized
of Disney. Yeah. Apparently, I just found this out right now. Literally seconds ago. Now, for all you Little Mermaid fans out there, there is a one frame shot of the Little Mermaid's bare ass in the movie.
No way.
Yes, way.
Oh my god.
No, who said okay? 1 inch biceps is saying no. If you go back and listen to that video, you can hear parts of the ride. I'm telling you, it's real. Because I was wondering that too. It's real, dude. It's real. The reaction was too perfect. As I thought that too. The only thing I could think maybe like because there was no other kids on the ride, maybe they did that for a video. Like they knew the song was going to be on. That's the only thing I could do. But the song definitely played. Was his reaction real? I don't know. Leave Mermaid alone.
It's true. They said it's Ariel lost her flipper. She's received legs. She's 1 second. They couldn't resist putting it in one frame that shows the goods. So I'm looking at the picture now. It's real. It's real. It's a whole article about bad images in Disney. But unfortunately for us, we can't show it.
God.
Just like apparently in
Watch
Ratatouille.
It not be real.
Yeah. In Ratatouille, when he's going through the vents, there's someone painting that you could see someone painting in their apartment, and he's like painting naked ladies.
The fuck?
Yeah.
What movie was this?
Ratatouille.
What? They did it to Ratatouille as well? I'd love that movie.
They did it to every movie. Any movie that's Disney, there's probably some sort of covert
weird shit in it
because they're trying to get your kids.
That's unfortunate, man.
These damn liberals.
Yeah, you perverts.
Speaking of perverts,
Epstein perverts.
Speaking of Epstein perverts, this comes from Game Revolution. Atomic Heart's female robot twins looks.
This one looks hot.
Female robot twin. It should be twins look, not twin looks.
Yeah, twins look a lot
like Ukraine's former prime minister. So this is the Ukrainian former.
It's the haircut. You got to pay attention to the lady on the left.
Yulia Tymoshenko. Got that nice haircut. As you can see, the robots.
Oh man, you got to be able to zoom in, dude. You can't.
I can't zoom.
You can. I know that sucks, man. Because you can see you can see the hair. It's so crazy. Like it's so obvious.
You know, I would say that this is a reach, but knowing the dialogue that's in the game, I could believe this.
So there you go. There's the haircut. There's the haircut.
Exactly. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
And this is the robot.
Yes. Look at that robot, though.
And apparently it's like a sex robot in the game.
Yeah.
That robot's pretty hot. Look at that. I'm not going to lie. Like, imagine that coming into your room being like, "You ready, sir?"
That's a lady. That's a prime minister. Former prime minister, not a robot.
Not her, the robot.
Can't tell the difference. They're so similar. Here's the only odd thing, right? So I did kind of look into this. And while I do agree that the hairstyle is almost exactly,
it's the same.
It's iconic. It's iconic to her.
Apparently, this lady has, according to the Warsaw Institute and various other online think tanks and research places, believes that she was basically a puppet of the Kremlin. So,
I'm sure
it might be more of a like, not so much because everyone's like, oh, they sexualized her, right? They're sexually because they're like sex robots. But I think it could be more of a statement of this lady was a puppet, like she was like a robot of the Russians.
That's deep. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, the game is very pro-Russia, though. There's like my friend was telling me, there's some lines in the game where it's like, I guess to us as Westerners, we would think it's a joke, but it's not. It's like supposed to be real.
To them.
Yeah, like it.
Right. No, here's the thing.
It's not. There's no set. There's some dialogue where it's like you think this is satire, but it's not satire. Right. And you're like, oh, this is just bad writing, right?
Well, because the Atomic Heart team has ties to the Russian government. That's why people wanted to boycott the game. But here's the thing now. This lady here was accused of being a puppet of the Russian government when she was in power. However, recently, during when the new Ukrainian war happened, she basically came out and said that we could finally get rid of Putin. So it could be that after she gotten, out of office or whatever, she's no longer a puppet.
This game has been in development for I think 7 years though. It's been quite a long time. So I don't know.
Look at that bottom left picture, especially with like that golden hair. Go back to the robot.
There's a
robot, don't you?
No, the robots are like constantly.
See that golden hair? That golden hair is definitely from the bottom left picture of her.
I mean, they all look the same. Like, I mean, it's a unique hairstyle. Like, that's hard to not deny.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
I've never seen anything like that. Like, that is iconic to that lady. Like, there's no way that. Yeah, I mean, especially with the ties of Russia. If it's a Russian game company and it's a Ukraine,
this also might be
based on her.
This also might just be a Ukrainian Russian hairstyle, for all we know. But
yeah,
I mean, the thing is,
that is a good point.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I'm inclined to believe that it's not like them digging, like poking fun at her. I think it's that they're in support of her. If this is like some connection, because like I said, there's dialogue in the game where like, what the hell? Like they're like a character makes a joke about China, and they get mad about it, and they're like, "That's not true." Yeah, and so there's a lot of weird stuff dialogue in here where it's like
there was also some like Cold War era cartoon propaganda that they eventually removed, I guess.
Yeah, like
racist.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of like I said, the game isn't even that good. Like I'm hearing like there's people like, oh, the game is actually good, and it's like from what I heard, the game is real. Hammock Man's gone. Like, but anyway, from what I heard, the game is like monotonous, boring. The story is pretty just shit. And then when you're listening to the dialogue, you're like, this is like this has to be like propaganda, right? Like this is not a satire, right? Because there's no like like the way it comes across, like it's like the writers don't even know that this could be interpreted as satire. So that's what lends me to believe it's just bad writing and them pushing a propaganda. I wish I had more examples because like my friend was telling me this. I was like, this is hilarious.
What this is one pervert ruined everything. Like one pervert just came up with that design, maybe not noticing that anyone would think about it. They thought that maybe that
Maybe
prime
he had a
minister
thing
was
for her.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, the whole game, the reason why the game was in development for so long is because the art style got some traction. And so they're like, they gave the art director the reins to just make the game. And so it took so long to develop the game. And then, well, the game is shit anyway. So it's like, what the fuck? It was like a waste of time. And then they had to move their studio. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
It could have been an interesting game if it was a satire, but yeah.
I was reading about it. Like it's like a first person shooter. Like they were saying that it kind of like drew inspiration from even like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near as clever as Wolfenstein. That's the thing.
Right. Like it's like basically like a robot dystopia. Is that basically what it is?
I love this autocorrect. Princess Leia hair kind of looked like that in Return of the Jewish.
Return of the Jewish.
Stupid autocorrect.
Oh my god.
Return of the Jewish. Is it George Lucas Jewish?
You know what's funny
Is
about
George
this?
Lucas Jewish?
No.
No.
If you ever watched Spaceballs,
No, he wouldn't be. Why would I think that?
have you ever watched Spaceballs?
Of course.
Yeah.
The search,
remember,
the search
she's
for more
she's
money.
A Jewish princess.
A Jewish princess.
And remember, he's like, funny. She didn't look Jewish.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and go to the polls and the
Return of the Jewish.
All right. So 5 days ago, I asked a question. Which do you prefer? Actual retro games or modern retro inspired games? 120 votes.
Ooh, overwhelming.
Overwhelming majority. Which is funny because I think the overwhelming majority of people who commented voted for modern retro inspired, but the overwhelming majority of people who actually
of course, because they had to be loud somewhere in the comments.
No, because all
they were getting shredded in the poll.
All the
I
older
think some of
voted.
these actually were really good. So Duckman says 10 years ago I would have gone retro for the poll. But currently the retro inspired ones have really upped their game, and now that's all I look for aside from the odd AAA title like Hogwarts Legacy. Linux says I have to agree with this as well. Eating Pace says this one needed an all of the above option. I like both very much. Right here, Amish Shuru says actual retro games can be some of the most obtuse and frustrating gaming experiences you'll ever have. Every once in a while, I'll go back to the original Metroid to see how far I can get, and I never play it for more than 30 minutes. If you gave me the same game today with clear direction and regular save points, I'd probably have a blast since Metrovanias are some of my favorite games.
You don't even really need clear direction. You just need a map for that game. It's just fucking annoying.
It says, I think modern retro-inspired games are what actual retro games would have been if they didn't have some of the limitations of 8-bit hardware. 100%. And I've said that like when a retro-inspired game limits themselves to the limitations of the previous hardware that they're trying to emulate, it fails. But when they take the style and they
improve it,
they use the improvements, the quality of life improvements of modern in an older thing. That's why I think they nail it and they get it out.
Yeah, that is
I played Shovel Knight. That's probably like one of the only main ones I've played, and I love that game.
Yeah, that is a good game.
Detroit Allen
says, definitely.
Actual retro games can be too archaic. The graphics can be difficult to decipher. The gameplay can be so basic you have to forget years of gameplay innovations just to play them. There can be tons of flickering and slowdown. Also, the difficulty can be horrifically imbalanced. Modern retro style games tend to be a bit easier to get with than actual real deal. Just my opinion. Gatoroo says, I don't really differentiate these days. A good game is a good game, whether it's retro, neo-retro, or neither. I wouldn't like something just because it's retro. It's a fiddly to play, then I won't play it. But if it plays well, it can be just as good as anything made today.
That is a very diplomatic answer. Well
Very
said.
diplomatic.
Very well said.
Well said, but it really the point wasn't like, hey, what do you like? And then
He didn't want to be pigeonholed. He didn't want to be pigeonholed into.
I was trying to pigeonhole you.
Well, he wouldn't allow it. Dude's too smart. Larry Bundy Jr.
Yeah.
Larry Bundy
What?
Jr.
Yeah, he always
channel.
Yes.
I did not know. I mean, I knew that you interviewed him that one time, but I had not noticed that he'd ever actually commented.
Yeah, he does comment sometimes. Yeah.
Wow, how do I miss that? He comments. He must comment later on, because I usually go to these videos first. I don't go back and visit the comments.
Yeah, friend of the channel, Larry Bundy Jr. Real retro games tried to make their games look as good as possible, whereas retro inspired try and make them look as bad as possible.
Yeah, which is what Tony was pointing out. Yeah.
56K Warning says I like good games. Cheesy Chester says I prefer a meatball sandwich.
The fuck?
And Action Man Gaming says only real modern games. Retro gaming is lame. All right. So the second poll question, I only asked 2 poll questions because I forgot. You guys didn't remind me this week. Do you think Sentry will be in the Thunderbolts movie? This one only got 38 votes. But the overwhelming majority said no.
You guys are all wrong.
I think it's more of a hope. I don't want him to be. I don't.
Well, I mean, that's not what the poll is asking, though, because then I would agree. Yeah, I don't want him in it. But
because I don't want him to be. I don't think he's going to
be. I don't want him to be, but I know he's going to be in it.
Until they officially confirm it, I'm going to say I don't think he is.
All right.
And tomorrow they're going to be like, we've confirmed. All right, ask us anything. We only got 4 comments, but apparently I can only see 3. There we go. Ross Buster says, is DJC the biggest shill of all time on YouTube? Yes.
I feel like we get this question every week.
Absolutely.
He's the biggest shill. I don't know everybody on YouTube.
I don't know about of all time, but that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's the biggest one that I know of. Let's put it to you that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Carl O says, what happened to Bob? Don't know. He went MIA.
He'll be back, hopefully.
Hopefully he's not KIA.
He's taking a siesta.
Ron Mexico ask a very weird question. I don't know if we want to answer this. It's a very sus question.
That seems like a complete. Oh, when did he join?
January 21st. He joined YouTube.
I'll tell you that I'm from Indiana, dude, but I'm not going to be getting into.
I'm from Canada land.
Where am I from? I'm from Illinois.
That's as far as I'm willing to go, though, because we've had weirdos. We have had weirdos try to infiltrate our channel and figure out where we live and shit. So we're kind of protective of that.
Blinded Braille asks, now that we're doing movie talk stream, what are the panelists' favorite movies? 3 movies to keep it short. I don't know. Should Blinded answer the question that he asked? I
would give a mix of different movies from different eras.
What are your top 3 movies, Blinded?
These are my top 3 movies. Hold on. Let me.
Well, we'll go to Hammock first. Hammock, what are your top 3?
I'm not. I can't. It's hard to do that. I'll give you 3. I can't say for sure if they're definitely my top 3, but they would be like my top 5 to 10. It's hard to narrow those. It's hard to narrow those down right now. But obviously, for me, it has to be a Star Wars movie, and it probably would have to be Empire Strikes Back, just how much that impacted me. And then I don't know, for me, this might be just pure nostalgia, but I remember seeing Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in the movie theater with my parents and my aunt and uncle, and just being like completely blown away by how incredible that movie was, like, and just funny. And so that would be probably number 2. And then, dude, I don't even know, man. Come back to me for number 3 because I have to think about it.
All right, so my top 3 movies, my top favorite movies.
Okay, I got it, dude. I got it. It's Terminator 2 is probably in there for me.
Oh, there's some good ones. All right, so these my top 3. They're not the best movies, right? So don't be like, "Oh my God, Tony thinks these are the best."
Yeah, exactly.
Movies of all time.
Yeah, we're.
These are basically how these movies impacted you growing up.
Yes.
Some of these impacted me growing up. Some of these are just
that are good now.
I would say like I would put this more like if I'm going on an island, you know how they're like, oh, you can only think 3 movies.
Yeah, exactly.
These are the 3 movies I would want to watch repeatedly, right? So not necessarily the best, but these are my top 3. Number 1, this is the greatest movie of all time, and you could fight me for it. The Three Amigos.
Oh wow!
Fucking love that.
Okay, movie. Yeah, all right, dude. I didn't even think about those movies. Like, you're right.
Chevy Chase,
the comedies,
Steve Martin Short.
Spies Like Us.
So fucking good. I love it. I could sit there and watch it. I know so many lines from the movie. Love that movie. Second movie, Princess Bride. Again, so many good scenes.
Good, but
oh my, there's something special about that movie. It's just
it is really good.
And then number 3, I'm gonna have to say Spirited Away. A Miyazaki movie. It's great. I think it's
that movie. Best. That's another movie that traumatized me as a kid.
I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, you know the pig scene. I was so terrified that was going to happen to my parents because I was so young when that movie came out. I was like maybe like 2.
56K when it says feel good movies never age.
Yeah, dude, I could even say like
it's like a coming of age story.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's really good. When you try not to think about the fact that it's a young girl that's now working at a bathhouse. It's kind of a little sus. It's a good movie. One Inch Bicep says, "Oh brother, where art thou?" I love that movie. No Country for Old Men and Boogie Nights. Never seen Boogie.
Great movie.
I've actually never seen it.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights is amazing.
I've seen bits of it. I know what the premise is, but I've never actually seen it.
I'd say it'd be hard for me not to even include like Back to the Future because that movie is almost perfect.
Back to the Future.
I love that movie. That's got to be. I would say that's got to be in my top 3. That's got to be because of just how perfect that movie is.
I would agree with you, but my ex-wife loved Back to the Future, so fuck that.
Oh man.
Well, you're disqualified from judging it fairly.
She loved that movie, Liar Liar.
That's trash.
It is.
It's okay. It's a low tier Jim Carrey comedy. Like it's decent, but it's not.
You know what Jim Carrey comedy?
It's no Ace Ventura.
Oh, what did
I'm
one
say something?
Just
and
say?
Right now, this is going to disqualify me from ever giving an opinion on movies again. But I actually like The Cable Guy.
No, dude, that's
great
movie.
Not that bad. Well,
I love that movie too. Don't you? Yeah, that's a good dark comedy for him.
No, that actually a lot of people are starting to like that movie now, Tony.
Yeah, I liked it when I was younger.
I liked it when I was younger too. When I saw it, me and my friends went to see that movie, and they're like, "Oh my god, this movie's so fucking great!" And like everyone's like, "That movie sucked. What are you talking about?" Like, "Oh, the movie's good. Shut up."
Yeah, it was great.
So many great lines
madness.
in that movie. Yeah. And then like as we've gotten older, and we see this in the modern era a lot more with like stalkers and like people who latch on to like just minor celebrities or like other people. You're like, oh shit, that's fucking real. It was ahead of its time. Shit.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah. Like someone who's so lonely that he just like latches onto somebody and like fucking like drives him nuts.
Jim Carrey is an underrated actor. He's not just a comedian.
He's also good in Truman Show's really good.
Yeah.
What is it, The Majestic? The one
I
with the
don't think I
theater?
ever saw that.
I've never seen that one.
Oh, that's good. I don't want to spoil it. I would go into more, but you guys haven't seen it.
Mhm.
But,
No, I might check it out then.
all right, what are your 3 movies, Blinded? I don't think you ever gave us.
So my 3 movies.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Okay, so the first one, I'll probably put Blade Runner. I watched that movie a lot. I have it on Blu-ray. I just go frame by frame and like study it. It's a very weird obsession.
It's in my top 10, definitely.
I love that movie. I also love the sequel. The sequel is my profile picture.
I've never. Here's the thing, and
The new one?
as much
Yeah,
as
the
I
new one.
love,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. I
Blade
like
Runner.
the new one too.
As much as I love Blade Runner, it's one of my top 5 movies, probably like number 4. I really had to say. I've never seen the sequel, and I'm never going to see the sequel.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's good.
That
Come on.
movie,
There's
I
a
watched
reason.
it like
There's
3
a
times
very
in the theater.
specific reason, and I'll tell you after the show why
Oh,
I've never seen
Lord.
it and why I'm never going to see it.
Is it something petty or is it something personal? Just so we can.
Personal.
Oh, okay then.
It's not petty at all. I want to see it. I really want to, but I can't.
Blade Runner 2049. Like I seen that movie in the theater like 3 times, and that movie puts me in a trance. I don't really care so much about the
It's
story, but
great.
like the visuals. I mean, the story I do care for. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh man, it feels very relatable," even though it's all, futuristic, and he's not
Dude,
really.
that's
human
got to
anyway.
be. That's got to be like the best. I don't know it's not like a
I would say it's a
sequel. It's like the best,
sequel.
best, like modern, like from taking an
Sequel,
old movie and doing like, yeah, it's a sequel, but
Yes.
it's
Legacy
it's a
sequel.
reboot in a way too
That's what they
because you're
call it.
bringing the idea
Yeah,
back.
legacy sequel.
Like
Mhm.
that's the best one that's ever been done. Like as far as keeping
yeah.
the feel of the movie and the environment.
Ooh, 56K warning says Blade Runner whiskey glass over a Miko shell. I don't know about all that. Mine's a little more valuable. One of a
That's
kind. Mine's a
funny.
little more one of a kind than yours.
Oh man.
All right, what's your third movie?
Or a second movie. My second movie.
Third.
Um,
Say something else.
No,
No.
he's only done Blade
No.
Runner.
Oh my
Blade
god!
Runner.
I could have swore he said something then Blade
No,
Runner.
no. I said Blade
sequel.
Runner. Yeah, I like the sequel, but Blade Runner is the obsession. For the second one, I would say the oh my god, I can't even say it. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I like that movie a lot.
Ooh, dude, I had not seen that movie and I didn't know really a lot about it, but I saw on Red Letter Media talked about it, and I want to go back and watch it because I thought it was just like
Yeah.
a stupid western because I don't really care for westerns, but I watched like the first 15 minutes of it where the dude like first walks in and guns down the dad and the son. I'm like, holy shit, this movie is sick. Like I'm gonna watch it. Like I want to watch that. I know it's gonna be good.
That was the movie that made me like westerns, and that was like fairly recent. That was maybe like five years ago, and I sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, now I want to rewatch it. I'm debating on the third one I should pick because I have a lot of different movies. I'll give a new one that I like. I really like the Robert Pattinson Good Times movie. That movie is hilarious. It's dark. And I rewatch it all the time just because it's dark. It's so fucked up what happens to him, and it's like kind of relatable, but it's just like, oh my god, it's like this guy does one thing, he's trying to do one thing that's good, and it's like all just bad things happen to him, and it's just fucking insane. You should watch that movie. It's so
What's
fucking
it called?
out there. Good Time. This was the movie that got Robert Pattinson
Good
to
Time.
beat Batman. Yeah.
Oh really? Oh.
Yes, it's a really good movie. I like it. It's really funny. And it's anxiety inducing. If you've seen Uncut Gems, it's very similar to that.
Never seen that.
Yeah, those
The only thing
two
I've
movies
seen
are
from
good.
Uncut Gems is the memes.
Yeah, the memes are funny. But yeah. I was gonna put Guardians of the Galaxy because we talked about superhero movies.
That movie is good. That's an awesome movie.
I've seen that movie in theaters almost like I want to say 7 times.
Wow.
The whole weekend. Yeah.
It's an amazing experience. Like, dude, it blew my mind like how good it was, and incorporating the song.
56K warning. This movie is fucking good. Have you ever seen Death to Smoochie?
I know what movie it is, but no, I have not seen it.
Oh, you have to watch it. It is actually really good. Robin Williams, fucking phenomenal. That 1 hour photo is also, if you ever get a chance.
Yeah, that's an amazing movie.
Robin Williams scared the shit out of me in that movie. It's like he's so fucking creepy in 1 hour.
That's kind of like Cable guy.
Yeah, but it's like on the next level. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, but Death to Smoochie is great. It's fantastic. I love it. Clockwork Orange, nah. I think it's overrated.
That's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Not my favorite, but yeah.
Dude, like, if you're gonna say, have you guys ever seen Apocalypse Now?
Yes.
That's a pretty fucking good war movie.
Mm.
I like that movie.
I mean, there's recently been good war movies. I mean, I liked 1912. 1912 is a movie that feels like
that
a video
looks
game.
good. I've not seen that, but that looks good.
It's very good. I mean, there's not a lot of story to it, but the visuals. Watching that in the theater, that was like sick. That's all I gotta say. It was so sick to watch, especially the scene where everything is on fire and they're just like hunting down the dude. And it was like a sniper sequence. It felt like a video game, but it was weird because most movies don't feel like that to me. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
good question, Blinded. Good questions. I gotta talking.
Next time it'll be video games because I'm curious.
I think on Monday.
I need to be prepared. I want to know next time. Yeah. Give me a heads up.
Well, on Monday,
question.
On Monday we're going to talk more about it because Monday is Movie Monday, so we'll definitely pick this up.
Yeah.
It's Dazed and Confused type of setting. Hangout movie. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Bicep says Full Metal Jacket first half is perfect.
The second half is weird. It
almost feels like two movies, right?
It is two different movies. The first half is incredible.
It is.
I am in a world of shit. That part is so fucking intense.
No, man.
Then he becomes the Kingpin. That's his origin story.
Oh, right. What a weird origin story. That would be hilarious. Yeah. Oh, man.
Right. The only thing else I had was we could do Hemmick's on.
Oh, he's gone again. He'll be back. This time he doesn't come back. Oh, man.
As you can see, the title is Hulk Smash or Pass on the episode. So if you wanted to do a tier list of MCU females, or we could just end it here because it's been 3 hours.
Depends on the audience.
Wait, what is it? I missed it. I fell out. What was the question?
We either leave and end it now, or we do a tier list of the MCU females.
Hottest MCU
tier list. Let's do a tier list, and then we'll end it.
All right. Boom. We're all set. It's got everything.
Oh, yeah, that's ready. Oh, shit.
Oh, nice. Good job. All right. Oh, my God. I need to kind of zoom in here.
All right. So the first one
don't we have to take out the kids?
There's going to be kids. There's no kids in there.
Okay, good. Okay.
Zoe Saldana is the first one. I would say B, especially with the Gamora makeup on and everything. Not my cup of tea.
I mean, you could still tell it's her. I mean, she's very attractive. I would say A.
Who is that?
Zoe
Saldana.
Yeah, dude, Gamora? She's an A, dude. She's an A.
You going A? All right, I've been overruled.
Yeah.
All right, Nebula.
She's
B. I would say A too.
Nah, she's a little bit ugly. Well,
makeup.
You say A. I say B. What do you say, Tony? I say B.
Are we ranking the character or the actress?
Well, what she looks like as the character.
As the character, I would still say A.
I say B. I'm not into bald chicks.
The ball
Me
look is
neither.
very
That
interesting.
kills it.
Nah. You
Where's
need to acquire
Nebula
taste.
and show wait, there she is.
There she is.
All right, the next one is Elizabeth Olsen. I know there's a lot of people who love
A,
I would say
A or
S.
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 Yeah,
I would
S.
say A. You guys are saying S?
S, double
yeah.
S, yeah.
Damn.
Dude, she's incredible. A freaking crazy redhead.
Yeah, she's crazy. Well,
She would break you in half.
All right, Linda Cardellini, Hawkeye's wife.
She was an A. I'm gonna say A.
Really? She's looking a little
Yeah.
old.
I mean, when
I
she
was
was
gonna say
Velma,
D.
she was kind of.
Yeah, but she's not Velma anymore.
Yeah, she's not Velma. Still, I would. Okay, fine. B, because I still say A. I still say A.
What do you say, Hammock? In the tiebreaker.
I was gonna say D, but I'll go with C.
Damn.
I'll say C.
So I guess
I'll go with C.
We'll split the difference and go B then, I guess.
Okay, then. In the middle round.
Evangeline Lilly, gentlemen.
Ant-Man.
Oh, wow.
A, dude.
Nah,
That
she's
brunette,
like a C
yeah.
to me. She's very generic looking, and she does nothing in the movies. She don't seem very interesting.
So you
Bit of
say
a wet
A, Hammock? What do you
blanket.
say? Blinded.
C.
See?
I like brunettes, though.
I'm inclined to agree with Hammock.
Damn.
So I say B. We'll split the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not ugly, but she's not. Nothing stands out. Like there's nothing.
Elliot Page
Maybe
is
A
not in
was
the
too high. Did I
MCU.
say A? I'm thinking B.
She's not in the MCU, so
Yeah. Also, Elliot Page is a dude. So,
yeah.
Marissa Tomei, Aunt May.
S.
Ooh.
S. I would say S.
Yeah, tier S because of just she's been hot her entire life.
Man, I was gonna say
That was
A.
hard for Peter Parker, man.
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams. I'm going C.
A.
C.
What?
Here's why I'm going C.
I would say B.
Here's
Damn,
why
that's
I'm
crazy.
saying C. And maybe you'll agree with me and you'll change your vote.
She's hot, dude.
No.
She has a huge mole on her face.
And
They cover it up.
who
They cover
cares?
up in all of her appearances. But when you see it, it is so fucking disgusting. It's like a huge.
Oh, is that her real mole?
Yes.
Okay, D.
No, I don't.
B.
I don't really care about that shit.
No, I'll go
I would-
B then. That is
I
a
would say
little
B.
blemish. That's not an A.
I would
Yeah,
say
B.
B.
But with the idea of getting that removed.
Oh man.
I had a mole on my face. I had a mole on my face that I got removed, and dude, you wouldn't even know it was there.
Yeah, but hers is huge.
D.
Fucking-
D.
Who is that?
D.
The ancient one.
Oh, she
D.
is kind of weird looking. So yeah, I'm gonna have to.
We
agree.
gotta have a D. We gotta have a D. Double D's.
double T.
You're gonna put her all the way down, like fucking.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's Tilda.
She's
Swinton.
hideous. She's hideous.
She's not
And
hideous.
bald-headed?
I wouldn't say that.
She's
I
not
would
hideous,
say she's
but
just.
she's not
she has
hideous.
a
But
weird
with the
look.
bald, if she didn't have the bald hair, I'd give her a B. But with the bald,
No,
it's
not a
D.
B. Definitely not a B. Who is that? Pepper Potts.
Okay, C.
Pepper Potts.
All right, that's A. A.
I say B. I say B.
I agree.
Pepper
It's B.
Potts.
She's kind of mid. Yeah, she's mid looking.
Also, she's crazy.
Early though,
with
when the
top
original
up.
first movies.
Yeah, if we're talking about the characters, Tony. Remember?
I just said also she's crazy. I didn't. Just saying.
I know she is crazy though. Mantis, I have to say, I'm thinking
Ooh, Mantis is interesting. Yeah, I'll give A. She'd be like a nice, like crazy bug. They would just be
I would
like
say
insane.
B, and I'm almost want to say C because of the antenna and the bug. And
A. No.
I'm not
No,
into
we're-
alien chick, but
All
you know
right,
what I'm
fine.
saying?
B is fair. B might be.
I'm sure
fair.
everybody would want to bang Mantis.
You're right. The
She's-
antennas do kind of ruin it.
No, if
but-
she has a decent body, yes, but her like they give her
And
the
she has
alien
That
those weird
antenna does
powers.
kind of kill it.
She has those weird powers.
Tony
so
did.
you
Tony
don't know
got
what
me
those
with
powers
that.
can do.
Yeah.
Nebula is S tier according to 56K.
She's close to S tier, but I
Wow.
tried. Man. I
Ooh,
tried.
all right.
Follicle racist.
I mean, if you just didn't.
I tried.
I don't feel comfortable rating this girl, dude. She's too
Zendaya?
young. Just take her
Who
off
is
the
this?
list.
No,
Zendaya.
she's older than me.
Yeah.
I would say she's A. Yeah. She's like, yeah, she has to be
All
like
right,
26,
A.
27.
She just seems like a kid to me.
Well, yeah, aren't we ranking the character? Actually, that is a good point. If we're ranking the character, we can't rank the character. If we're ranking
Well,
the
then,
actress,
I guess all the Spider-Man women are gone. Glenn Close.
yeah.
D.
D. She's
Look at that. She looks like Ursula.
I believe this is.
Who is that?
Who is that? Oh, is it?
Hell? From,
Huh?
I can't
Hell.
tell who that
Hell.
is.
Hella? Oh.
Hella.
Oh, yeah. I would say A. I would say A. If she looked like that, yeah, she looks fucking crazy.
I can't tell who it. I don't know who that
Hella
is. So I'm
from
gonna let you
Thor.
two vote on it.
You know Thor,
From what?
the villain from Thor 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
That's it. Tessa Thompson.
I would say A.
I don't like the character's attitude. I don't like her acting.
The thing is, I don't
What
think
movie is she in?
she's not straight though.
Thor: The Dark World. Valkyrie.
I don't remember.
She's in.
her. I don't
she's
remember
in
the
Thor
stuff.
3, not 2.
Oh, not the Dark. Yeah. Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, she's pretty good
Also
looking.
in Love and Thunder.
Hmm. She barely has a role in that movie, but yeah.
She always gives off like the character even gives off this like ego vibe, that like arrogant, undeserved.
Mm.
I'm just like,
I'm sure that's a front though. That might be a front. I'll take my chances.
so you say A?
I say
Emmy?
A.
I'm
But
going
she
to
might-
defer
she
to
might
y'all because I
be-
don't remember her. I can't tell. I can't see her well enough with the zooming in on this picture.
You've
So I'm
seen
gonna let you
Creed,
guys
right? It's the
pick.
chick from Creed.
Yeah.
I've seen Creed. I like once, but I don't remember who that is. So y'all, if y'all say A, I'll go with A too.
Mhm.
All right. I don't know the actress's name.
I don't like her bald. I like when she I would
The
say B
bald
because
ruins
she's
it.
not that. Yeah, because I actually like the actress, but I say B.
I would say
She could have been
I'm
A.
saying C.
C. The bald. It's the bald.
Mm.
Like, she doesn't
The
wear
bald is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
This is
The bald is just a bad look for women, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would say she's a A. She has to be an A.
that's
Ooh,
But I don't
yeah,
like the
A.
haircut though.
Yeah.
I like her haircut in the second movie.
No, but
yeah.
it's A.
she's barely.
Yeah.
I don't know how she even made it on this list because she's like barely in any of the movies.
Well, yeah, she's only in. Oh no, she's in 3
Who
movies.
cares?
But
Yeah.
she's
She's
barely
hot.
like she's like a.
Yeah, she's barely in the movies though. Yeah.
Do you even know who this is, Hammock?
Yes.
Who is that?
What movie is it from? I recognize
Black
her face.
Panther.
But, oh, it's from. Yes, dude. Yes, I know that.
Which chick is this?
I don't remember, but I recognize her face. Being hot. So that's an A, dude.
This
Dark
is
chocolate
Shuri?
up there, yeah.
D.
Really?
Yeah, no way.
She's super
I don't
skinny.
even. Ugh.
She's
That looks
way
like a
too skinny.
man.
Yeah. Oh
D.
man, we're gonna
D.
get canceled now.
I can't.
D.
I don't
D.
even know who that is.
Shuri.
Shuri. Oh, but is
What
Shuri
movie?
not? Oh, but is Shuri
What
is
movie?
Shuri 18?
Yeah.
I completely forget because the character does act kind
I
of
can't,
like a kid
dude. From this
sometimes.
picture, I need a better
No.
looking picture. But I can't. What movie was this?
This might be a
Black Panther.
yikes.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how to.
The sister of Black Panther.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, yeah, dude. She's hotter than that. Like
you
can't really
you
see.
seen the other picture and you're like, I recognize this chick, and I'm like, that's why I was.
I
fucking
didn't,
with
but
you,
I
'cause was like,
somehow
who is
I
that?
didn't. Somehow I don't. I can't. Like my eyes are bad, dude. Like I'm really having a hard time
The annoying sister,
remembering
and
her.
I
'Cause
don't
only
even.
saw Black. I only saw
You
Black
saw-
Panther once.
Just skip to Jolie and call it.
No, Jolie's not even A.
I
No.
thought this was set up on hotness. It is
We're ranking on characters.
character hotness.
All right, skip to that girl. Who is that?
Michelle Pfeiffer looks pretty good. I mean, even though she is kind of old.
I mean,
I'm
she's
going.
That's
an
a
S or an
B.
A, an S or
I'd
an
say B.
A in my mind.
She's
Yes.
old as fuck now.
She's
Yeah, but we're talking
doesn't look
about
that
like
bad,
throughout
but
her life.
No,
we're talking about
now.
throughout her life.
We're talking about now. We're talking about right now.
Okay, D.
Thank you.
Damn, I want to give her a D, man. That's crazy.
I wouldn't give her the D either. That's why I said
C. No, that's B. Come on, man. We're being rude here. That's B. That's Michelle Pfeiffer. She needs to be in the B's.
Yeah, she should be B at least. Yeah.
Just on
Who's that?
reputation.
Tommy
Ooh, now who is?
Is that Liv Tyler?
Liv Tyler.
Nah, she's kind of mid.
Ooh.
B.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Liv Tyler's not.
No, she looks fucking.
I'll give her an A.
looking.
I'll give her an A.
Split the difference. Hey, there it is.
Oh man.
The chick that plays the ghost.
S. S. I say S. This is the only interesting. The only interesting part of her character was she's attractive.
She looks hot. She looks hot. Yes. So I'll say S too, just from based on the picture alone.
Brie Larson.
Like a complete hornball.
Brie Larson is a A. After that photo I seen.
She had like no ass, or she had
no.
I know that's the problem. That's why I have to give her a B for no butt.
B for no butt? What?
She kind of got a little bit of a butt lately, but
I say A.
Let's go A.
All right, fine.
We're losing all the female viewers.
Yeah, maybe we should edit this part out.
No, we keep
get canceled.
The other chick, the chick that plays Monica Rambeau.
She's a B. She's a B. Sometimes they give her whack ass hairstyles.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, B.
Florence Pugh.
S.
I think she's a C.
No, S.
I do not like her.
Who is she? What movie?
She was in Black Widow. She's like the sister, the surrogate sister, stepsister. Yeah. Because they're not blood related.
She looks pretty hot, dude. I'm saying A or S.
I say S. I say yes.
Do it.
Put her in A. Since I said C, we'll split the difference here. Rachel Weisz was also in Black Panther, or not Black Widow. Damn it,
Black Widow.
I didn't see Black Widow, so
she kind of looks a little old sometimes.
Yeah.
In that movie, she did. I say B.
B or C.
Yeah, because she could probably look better in that movie. Aquafina's a D. She's a D. Yeah.
What movie? I don't even recognize her.
Shang-Chi. Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay.
That's actually the only good.
What is that glow? What is that?
We'll get to that.
What is that glow?
We'll get to it. This is
let's notice
Cersei.
that down there.
Cersei from Eternals.
I say A. I say A.
Ooh, yeah.
I would agree with
I mean, I'll go A.
Angelina Jolie.
She's a B. She's.
What? I would say
no.
B.
Come on.
She's getting old now.
I don't care. She's like a complete gilf now.
Oof, that's not good.
I guess we'll
you got to be 60 to be a gilf. Come on.
Split the difference. She's like 60.
How old is she?
No, she's not. She's not even.
Judy Greer.
Then she's a MILF, dude. So she's
I would say A. Yeah, she's A.
Ugh, really? I would say C.
Really?
If that's who I think it is.
Who do you think it is? It's Ant-Man's ex-wife.
It's the actress. I don't know. I could
Judy
be.
Greer.
Mm.
Oh, never mind. That's not who. Okay, I'm thinking of a different actress.
Who you?
Go ahead.
Who you think?
I don't remember. I'll tell you later when I can't remember her name. I'm trying to think of her. She's like this really annoying actress. It's like nasally.
All right,
but it's not her.
Selma Hayek.
S.
If you don't put S, I'm leaving.
We gotta lick.
Apparently,
no S. No S.
S.
No, she didn't. She hasn't fallen off at all.
No,
that's
dude,
cap.
you're insane.
That's lies. Yeah. That's cap and lies. Stop it.
Makari.
No, I don't.
That looks like a really young girl.
No, she's old.
I'm not gonna rate her.
C. I say C. She's not that good looking in the movie. She could look better.
Scarlett Johansson.
S. We have to put her in S.
S. If you don't put her in S, then I'm leaving.
We all agree with this.
Yeah.
Um,
S. I would say
Catherine
S
Hahn.
two. I say S two.
She is pretty
Oh
hot.
no,
Like,
that is that the
Yeah.
neighbor
Yeah.
or like
Yes.
B?
I say S. No,
B.
no.
when she does that
Y'all are
wink,
nuts.
Yeah, when she does the wink.
She's hot, but she's not on freaking Selma
No, Tony's
Hayek
right. The
levels.
wink makes it an S.
we'll go A.
Oh
Okay.
man, that's
Look at the S's up
everybody.
there.
We
Look
should
at the
call
S's
out the
up there,
show after
gentlemen.
that shit.
Look at the S's up there, gentlemen. That is a
No,
list
she
that's
needed
hard
to
knock.
be.
I'm sorry, she's
Oh,
All right,
B. She's a B. She could look better. They need to give her a proper hairstyle and shit.
I don't recognize her.
she's from WandaVision. She's
Yeah.
the daughter of Monica Rambeau.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
This
fair.
one I don't recognize. This is, I guess.
Oh yeah, I would say she's A. She's in Loki.
She's like she works for the TVA, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, A. I remember.
She's
her.
gonna be Kang's wife, I guess, right?
Yeah,
'Cause that's what
Ravonna.
happens in the. Yeah.
Right. So the other chick, female Loki.
She's a B. She's kind of dorky looking.
She is.
Yeah, B.
All right. Haley
Who's that?
Steinfeld.
Oh, I would say S.
A.
I would give her S.
I mean, I just from looking at the picture, I don't recognize her, but S.
She's female Hawkeye.
I'd say S.
I never
yeah.
saw that.
The bad guy from Captain America and the Winter Soldier with all the freckles.
She's not that bad looking, but she looks dorky. So I say maybe C. She could have been a B,
B,
but
C,
C.
C.
Miss Minutes.
We got to
B.
put this in S.
Hair strong as
Who knows what that thing could do? That thing can open its mouth
That's
wide.
true.
Who
All right.
knows? Yeah.
Natalie Portman. I would say A.
A.
Who is that? Natalie Portman? Yeah, I'd
Natalie
say A.
Portman.
If this was Natalie Portman from the beginning of the first Thor, yeah, but we're so far removed from that.
Yeah, we're so far removed. Yeah.
Kat
Oh, she gotta be an S, man. She should be high. She
S.
should be higher than everybody, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll give her. We should put her like ranked
what are you doing?
above.
S, yeah. Yeah, she should be like the top.
Yeah, dude. I don't. Everybody loves her, man. She's
I love Kat Dennings.
crazy.
She's got those lips.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd be crazy not
she's
to.
like the
That's insane.
perfect. She's like the girl next door that you would fall in love with and marry her from your whole life. Like she'd be the one and only.
Jamie Alexander.
B. She's kind of too skinny, I think. She never looks good in the movies, to be honest.
She has a weird look. Sometimes she looks alright. Sometimes she
Yeah.
looks
B. I think B is appropriate for her. She could be better.
Haley Atwell.
I'd say A. She could be an S, but
Is that Captain America?
yeah, his girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, A.
Who's that? I can't even
Kobe
see.
Smothers.
Oh, I would say A. She's A.
The chick from How I Met Your Mother.
She's barely in some of these movies now.
Yeah.
A. Sure.
And then the last one would be
I would say A too. She kind of sometimes look a little wonky.
Sharon
Yeah.
Carter.
Sharon Carter.
There you go.
I think this
The
is
only
a good
ones we
list.
didn't rate were Zendaya.
Zendaya would be a S.
That
but,
girl
like,
looks.
the character.
That girl on the
is
left.
not.
That girl on the left looks like she's in freaking like high school or middle school. Like I don't even know
Yeah.
why that list is even on here.
If we're
I think
ranking
she's
the,
older. She's from Spider-Man. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
these
she's older.
these actresses are way older than the character.
The problem with ranking some of those young ones is I've been watching them since they were kids. It's hard to just be like, oh, she's hot now that she's 21. Like I still see her as
Okay,
like
yeah, not for
kid.
me.
It's
Not
hard
for
for
me,
me.
at
Like
least.
Not for me.
I know you're young, dude. It's your generation. For me, it's different. When you get to
Well,
be
she-
my age, you'll see what I mean. Like
No, I
Like
understand.
you're
what
a
you mean.
pervert if you're a pervert if you think some of these girls are hot, like Zendaya. I'm sorry, and you're in your
that
40s.
blonde chick is
Because-
22.
She's my age, same age as me. But Zendaya
so
is like 26.
Yeah.
Zendaya is a very, very pretty girl. Like, not gonna lie, but I don't feel comfortable judging her.
She's
Like, that's
25.
just so bizarre.
Oh, she's 25.
Watching
Okay,
her
yeah.
watching her grow up on like the freaking Disney Channel or
Yeah,
whatever,
she
their
still plays high
Nickelodeon,
school
whatever the hell it
characters.
was.
Yoko
Yeah.
Ono says, "All the women, I would graciously accept."
You can
You
have that one in
off-brand
the
S tier?
red
No,
vest
it's
down
not
there.
off-brand.
No, our S tier is perfect. I don't
This is
know.
the definitive list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the sparkly. What is it? What's her name? Miss
Miss
Spark
Minute.
or Miss Minute? Yeah,
Yeah, Miss Minute.
I like her an S.
She looks kind of young and dorky. I think this is from the first Spider-Man, the picture.
Yeah.
The way she looks now.
Yeah, I'm not ranking
She's
her.
the youngest out of all of them. The middle girl, she's like she has to be early 30s now.
Yeah, she's old as fuck.
Is she?
Yeah.
Homecoming cast. What else cast? Her name. That is Laura Harrier,
Mm.
and she is.
How old is she?
I'm getting it. She's does not say. Hold on. She was born in 1990. So do the math.
Yeah, so she's in her early 30s.
Oh yeah. So then put her at B.
Yeah,
She's
but the
32.
character is not. Yeah, 32. The character's not though.
Yeah, none of these
Okay.
characters are adults.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, definitely not.
But yeah. So there it is, gentlemen. Our S tier: Kat Dennings, Elizabeth Olsen, Marissa Tomei. Don't know who she is, but she plays the Ghost. Selma Hayek, Scarlett Johansson, Haley Steinfeld, and of course, Miss Minutes. If you disagree, you do not know anything. Who's
Yeah.
behind S tier?
Fuck off if you disagree.
We need a new list with would show off Amiibo collection tier.
Oh my god.
That's a like an A,
Oh
a
my
triple A up
God.
at the top.
Oh my god.
Triple A prime at the top.
Princess Jasmine would win hands down. Oof. Come on, guys. All right. This is just stupid fun. Well,
Yeah,
someone's gonna clip
please
all
don't
this
judge
out.
us on that. Please. Oh my God.
that's all right. I don't care if they clip it out. We are misogynistic. We appreciate women.
That was purely for fun. All those women, we would be completely lucky to even have them look at us in
Well,
1 second.
they can't look
like
at
they're
us.
all hot.
They can't look at us. They're fictional characters.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
But
we were being pretty personal on some of them. Like,
look,
they
I'm
could
gonna
say
be honest with you.
any of these women in real life that
I'm gonna
play the
keep it real.
characters.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If Tilda Swinton, Glenn Close, or Aquafina approached me, I would turn them down. Sorry.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Glenn Close.
Okay.
All right, I was trying to be diplomatic, Tony,
I'm not
but
being
if you're gonna
diplomatic.
twist my arms, then yes, I agree.
Justice for Nebula and Jolie. Like Angelina Jolie.
I never even
You
thought
guys
she
are
was
nuts,
hot.
dude.
No.
But
She's
not
S
no
tier.
more. Like
Literally
No.
from Hackers alone, like, dude,
she was hot in Hackers. I love her in Hackers.
that's what I'm saying.
That's not
Like
what she
from
looks
that
like
time.
It was a slow decline.
She's done all that work on her face. Her face got all like
Yeah.
tucked in. And it's weird. So no.
I fell in love with her from that movie because I was younger than her.
She
when
could
that
be
came out,
Mr.
so-
Plastic instead of the character.
And Nebula's the same way. Like Karen Gillian is hot, right? But she has that nice red hair and everything, and then Nebula's like. And sometimes I don't know if it's just me, but Nebula, the way they put the makeup on her face, it looks caked on. Sometimes, like real thick.
It does look
What was
caked
the
on.
what
yeah.
was the but she was hot. What was the Disney villain that she played?
The Disney villain?
What
are you
she's
talking
a
about?
freaking there's a villain
What are you
that she
talking
plays
about
in Disney, like where she's like wearing like a full black. God,
Who?
I can't think of the
Oh,
name.
you're talking about Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
Yeah, Maleficent.
Yeah,
Maleficent.
Maleficent. Yeah,
Magnificent.
yeah
Dude,
sorry.
she is incredible. She's incredibly hot and Maleficent. Like she's just like the sick villain that
Kind
would
of.
just twist you in half, and like you would just be begging. For
I think he's just
mercy.
blinded by nostalgia.
I mean, that was only 10 years ago.
I
feel like
still think she's, dude. I know the plastic surgery is not perfect, but just literally,
I've
her
seen-
her personality is S.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people like this though, like who like when the chick was hot when they were younger, right?
Mhm.
And then they're like, she gets old, but they're still like, oh, she's still fucking hot. Like, dude, she's like fucking
Yeah, yeah.
decrepit, falling apart. Like, she's fucking hot.
Get out. Shut up, man. Shut
Like,
up.
dude,
All right,
she's
I'll
got,
get.
like,
All right,
oxygen
fine.
mask
A.
on and, like, her
If it
hair's
was
falling
okay,
out.
10 years ago, it's S tier, right?
It's
Because
just
Marissa.
thinking of like that. Yeah, that's what your mind
10
is. You look at
That's
it. And
what's
she's
so.
a 10 years
That's
ago
what's.
version.
That's what's so incredible about Marissa Tomei, dude. Like she's still like
Yeah, she's
S
still
tier,
hot.
easy. Like she
I
did.
think she's
She's
gotten
aged.
hotter, actually.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
She is perfect.
But some women don't. Like, I'm sorry. It's like
She might have to be in AAA. There'd have to be 2 AAAs. Both those girls. I think Marissa Tomei is AAA.
Mm.
and that's why I say like Selma Hayek is to me. I think she's fallen off a little.
She's S tier. Be quiet.
No, she hasn't fallen off.
Same
I'm
thing
not-
like the one
I'm
from
not-
Modern Family. What the hell's her name?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
She's fallen off. I think. Let's decide next time who has the nicest spread ass.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That would
Yeah,
we
we're going
wouldn't
a little
come
too
back
far
next
now.
week.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh
We can
man.
just rate regular ass. They gotta be spread. Just regular.
Oh my god.
All right, let's get out of here before we get canceled any further.
Oh jeez.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure you throw a like on the way out, and of course, love, peace, booty grease. And we out this bitch.
Don't cancel us.